you do is you prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys play their asses off.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice.
That you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Correct?
If you want to crown them, you crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters and NFL fans alike. We are in the legal tampering period, and I am monitoring Twitter. I'm going to stick around for 2 or 3 hours to see what happens, at least 2 hours. And in the chat, tell me where you're from, who you are. I want to hear it. Give me the players you're looking for. Let's go. Let's go. Love this time of year. Absolutely love this time of year. I got 40 people viewing right now. Let's talk about some things. You know, you got Greg Zuerlein re-signing. I was thinking, Vikings got a free agent kicker. We got Greg the Leg. I wanted Legatron maybe, but no, he re-signs. So there's a few people that were re-signing right before any of this was going down. I'm just gonna be monitoring Twitter, talking to you guys, seeing what you're thinking, seeing where the Vikings are gonna go, or see where the NFL is going, because there's implications if other people re-sign. What happens with our guys? I got 48 people watching right now. 49. Oh my god, it's my biggest, probably my biggest live already, and I'm 2 seconds in. So awesome, guys, awesome. Give me a tap in, man. Tell me where you're from. Tell me who you are. Tell me what team you like. I want to know. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to have fun today, man. We're going to have fun today. I actually started this an hour early because I got the time wrong. Sure. Yeah. I'm used to Eastern time and us being 1 hour ahead of everybody. So here we are at noon. So I ran home really quick, jumped on, going to stick with you for 2 or 3 hours. What's the biggest surprises so far? There's been a lot of signing this morning. And as you can tell, I wasn't exactly prepared. I'm going to, be following along, Adam Schefter, Palacero, the various guys tweet and see what we got going on. Let me pull up my other Twitter handle. That's usually got some guys posting some stuff. What's Josh Matella say? Oh, he's looking. He's waiting. How about Russell Wilson signing with the Steelers? Do you think that was a good idea? Tell me in the comments. Do you think the Steelers giving up on Pickett? Are they really bringing in Russell Wilson to compete? That is crazy. What's up, man? Barber in the house. Love that background now. What do we got? USB. Oh, hey, thanks. Thanks, man. Skull Nation in the house. Let's go. Skull from Jersey. 81 people in there. That's the largest I've ever had at one time. Maybe during a game day I had it peaked at 90, but it's incredible. But hey, tell me what you think. Russell Wilson re-signing. Or signing with the Steelers. That takes the Steelers out of the. I thought Kirk Cousins was going to the Steelers, right? I thought he was going to the Patriots. I thought he was, he's not going to Denver. No way he goes to Denver. $84 million in dead cap hit by getting rid of Russell Wilson. Denver's a dumpster fire right now. Absolute dumpster fire. Peyton, former assistant GM for us. Geez. I don't know. Too many irons in the fire maybe over there, or maybe it was all him. But oh my God, one of the worst trades ever. Might be one of the worst trades in history, but, still in contention as the Saints to get Ricky Williams in the draft, and, of course, the Vikings Herschel Walker trade. But it's going to be up there. Here's the Purple Persuasion wants Kirk gone basically, but they continue here. If you consider the dead cap hits of Cousins, 12.5, Hunter 14.1, Davenport 6.8, Vikings would have almost 90 million cap space. That was yesterday. Here we go. Colts standout running back Zach Moss have mutual interest getting a deal done. I heard some interest in possibly the Vikings being interested in Zach Moss and possibly Pollard from the Cowboys. I do think the Vikings are going to look at the running back position, especially since they got rid of Madison. They're looking for depth, but they definitely want a guy that comes out of the backfield. GG Sports is in the house. Make sure if you're listening right now, all 105 of you, open up another tab, go to GG Sports Podcast and follow these dudes. They're on Bleacher Report too, man. These guys are the big stuff. Wednesday, we are with GG Sports on my show, The Skull Experience. We are going to do a draft where one of us takes a team. I'm getting the Bears. Casey is going, of course, to get his the Lions. Jamie, the Packers, and we're bringing on Skulldoc off of Twitter to be the Vikings picker. So if I'm the Bears, am I trading down? Am I just gonna take the top guy? Am I gonna trade down and get picks? Me personally, I like Jaden Daniels. So who do we got here? We got Young Cringe Gamer. If Kirk leaves, how do you maneuver for a QB? Pats let go of Mac. So I doubt any of the top 3 teams will trade down, and the Giants are at 6, have more trade leverage for number 4. 100%, but they also have a problem. They got money towards Danny Dimes, $40 million that they can't get out of, right? So are they going to have that, or are they going to go draft a high-end quarterback? They said he is their starter day 1. Does that keep them from drafting a quarterback? I don't know, but you're right. It would, if they don't like Danny, then they'll move on, right? What do we got here? What do we got here? I'm looking for more information. I got Rap. He's checking his watch. Oh, here's Tyler Fornes. If Cousins leaves Minnesota via free agency, Justin Fields at the right price isn't a bad option at bridge quarterback. What do you think of that? Is Fields an option for us? Is Fields an option for us? I don't know. I don't think so. And you know what? I am going to be offering people to come on. This is very poorly put together on my part because I wasn't playing until last night, and I worked in the morning, and I am taking the rest of the day afternoon off to come to you. Let's see here. I am going to send out, I'm going to put in the link, hopefully in the comment section, my StreamYard if you guys want to jump on. I'm looking at that right now. Let's see here. Enter studio. If anybody wants to jump on, they can. All right. I'm going to see invite, copy. All right. All right. I am going to post my StreamYard in the comments. If you want to join, you can. I am going to put it in the description of the video if you want to join. Okay, I'm putting it in the chat again. Here we go. That was me from one of my other accounts, by the way. Let me put it on my account. Goodness. If you want to jump on, you just jump on and I'll bring you up. Talk as long as you want. I'm here for you. We got 143 people watching right now. Give me a skull if you're listening, man. If you are listening, give me a skull. But hey, anybody wants to jump on, man, do it. I am going to also send this to Vikings Central. He said he'd wanted to jump on. Let's see. Let me do that. I mean, we got some time here, so all right. Let me send a StreamYard to Viking Central, see if he wants to come on. Man, we got who do you think the first domino is going to fall, man? Who's the big name that's gonna pop up here? Like sources tell us, who's gonna be that guy? For us, obviously, we're waiting for Kirk Cousins, but what do you think about Danielle Hunter? No talk about him. Is it just Kirk Cousins taking all the oxygen out of the room? I mean, is that it? Is that Kirk Cousins is the main topic? Nobody wants to talk about Danielle Hunter. I mean, we hear no rumors on him other than he's probably gone. All right, Charles in the house. Skull, Aaron Gibson, what's up? Hey, make sure you hit like. Let's see how many likes we got here. We got 20. Let's see, we got 5. We got 5 likes. Boost those likes, man. Let's get this out there. Let's get a party started. It's the eve of, well, basically it's I call it the start of free agency, but it's really the eve of it with the legal tampering period. We made moves last year during this time, and we've seen things like Zadarius Smith going to Baltimore and ending up with us. So it's not all things said and done. I think Danielle is gone. Young Cringe Gamer says 163 people in the house. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening, guys. So yeah, I don't know, man. Danielle being gone, I think I was 80-20 that he's gone, 80% that he's gone. You know what sucks is that he's basically the one that told one of the guys that probably went into Kwesi's office and said, hey, we want to make a run. Don't trade anybody. And then we don't trade him. We probably get a 3rd round pick for him at least, I think. And then we don't trade him, and he walks. I got. And then we don't trade him, and he walks. I'm getting a little reverb here. There we go. Yeah, so Danielle will walk. We got nothing for him. Kwesi, letting guys go to free agency. We didn't see this with Rick Spielman. Now, shout out to Kwesi for letting some contracts expire that we don't need, letting guys walk that we don't necessarily need. But Spielman signed his guys. We know that. So Spielman always signed his guys, and Kwesi seems to like these short deals. He gives a long-term deal to TJ Hawkinson. He lets Danielle go. He lets he go to free agency. He lets Kirk Cousins go to free agency, and he signs Nick Muse. So it's like, are we really, when are we going to turn the corner and say, hey, this is our core? What's Darrisaw? How is he going to be treated next year? I mean, he's going to command big time money. So there is no talk of extending him. There was talk last year extending Justin Jefferson. There's no talk of extending Darrisaw this year. What do we got? The Bears are expected to sign former Eagles starting running back DeAndre Swift as their new starting running back, per me and Mike Garofalo. So Eagles not re-signing Swift, and then he's going to the Bears. What do you think of that? DeAndre Swift coming back to the North. The Bears need weapons, and that definitely helps. So that's breaking news. Let's see if there's anything else popping up here. Oh, let's see here. What else we got? I'm going to go to Ian Rappaport's actual page, see what else he's reported today. 49ers re-signing QB Brandon Allen. Not big news. Colts lock-in star wide receiver Michael Pittman on a 3-year deal, saying goodbye to the franchise tag. It's always better to extend a guy rather than franchise him. Pittman, 3 years, $70 million deal that can reach up to $71.5 million guaranteed. 191 in the house, about to break 200. Thanks, guys. Make sure you hit like. I need that affirmation. I need that affirmation. Gosh. Let me see where we're at here, guys. All right. So the Colts signed Michael Pittman. Here's Eagles and Pro Bowl guard Landon Dickerson have agreed to terms on a 4-year extension worth $84 million base. $4 million, $84 billion base, 87 max value. Gets $50 million total guaranteed and $20 million signing bonus. The highest paid guard in NFL history at $21 million per year. What's Darrisaw going to get at left tackle? That's going to be crazy. Kwesi's going to let him go to free agency. That's going to be, 1 year left on his contract. What do we got here? Chase McLaughlin, kicker from the Bucks, 3-year, $12.3 million deal. Kickers are getting $4 million now, guys. Should we bring back Greg Joseph? Tell me in the comments. Young Greenard, we could look at CBS Vikings roster. Kirk Cousins and Marcus Davenport are gone, but Hunter and Osborne are still on the roster. So, yeah, don't know why that'd be. Good question. David, you prefer Wilkins or let Hunter go? I think Danielle Hunter is a better player. And if we're only going to sign these guys for 3 years, I would rather take Hunter. I would rather have Hunter. More of a premier position. It's like we could go get a D tackle in the draft. We could bring in another free agent, to play in that 3-4 D line, but there's only a handful of Hunters out there. So if we could get Hunter signed again, that'd be great. Now, and the reason I say is Wilkins is asking over $20 million too, $20 million also. So both of them are over $20 million. If Hunter's $5 million more, I'd rather have him. I would rather not have either of them at over $20 million, but I will take them. But yeah, when Danielle goes, want him. If he's gone, Davenport, he's gone. We just lost 3 edge rushers. Dude, we're at 211 right now. We broke 200, guys. Appreciate it. Hey, Vikings, do stuff. I know, man. Aaron Gibson. We need the Vikings. I'm poking a stick at him right now. Oh, my gosh. Let's see what else happened today. Yeah, Greg Zuerlein, 2 years, 8.4. Going rate for kickers right now is $4 million, guys. This is the big news. I thought everybody wants to play for Joe Burrow, right? Joe Burrow's the king. T. Higgins has, in fact, requested a trade via Adam Schefter. This broke about 20 minutes ago. The franchise tag is meant to keep long-term talks going, but Higgins' camp had no such talks before the tag was administered. Now a trade request. So the Cincinnati Bengals did not offer him anything last March, right? Last March, and then franchise tag him. So there was no talks before the tag. Now he's saying, I want gone. So, and T. Higgins ruined us in that game. We played him. So no more of Long, Cox, Hurts, Swift squad. Nope. No, man. That's hilarious. Do you think if I sign for Asian running back? Yes. I think they do. I think they put somebody in the mix. What I heard was, and it doesn't look like it anymore, but Zach Moss or Pullard from the Cowboys. But if both those go, I don't know anymore. If those two go, I want them to sign a big dude. I want to sign them. I want the big guys. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Hey, make sure you hit subscribe. If you're listening right now and you want more Vikings content, not less, make sure you hit subscribe on your before you leave today, okay? And make sure you hit like. I appreciate it. We're at 9 likes, guys, and I have 226 people. That kind of hurts my feelings. All right, guys. Hey, appreciate it, Aaron Gibson. Smash that like button. He's telling you what's up. Here we go. I can't wait to Kwesi offer Kirk once this drama is done. So it was reported by Viking Central, who I had on last night, and I'm tending to believe him, that the Vikings offered him 75, or was it 76 million 2 years, with most of it guaranteed for 2 years, and that he went to free agency to see if he can get over 40. Now Skull Bros says it's not true, but hey, is that new news? 38 million puts him at like 13th highest paid quarterback. So he went into free agency just like we always knew, and he's checking that out right now, probably 19 minutes in, and so we should find out, if that's a done deal, or if he gets an offer from the Falcons that he can't turn down. But that's a fair deal, I think. 38 million a year, 2 years, not all of it guaranteed, but most of it. That's fair. Anyways, let's see if he bites. I don't know how true that is, but talking to Viking Central last night off air, could be. This guy, I've talked to him. So, and I like him a lot. He's a pretty cool dude. The Vikings should draft a running back 4th, 5th round. Yes, there's going to be some running backs there. So if we don't get a guy in the free agency, which I don't care. Either way, draft or get one in free agency. I don't care. Yes, 4th and 5th round running backs are looking good this year. Frank Gore Jr. So yeah, Lau and or Frank Gore Jr. Let's see here. We are definitely either getting a free agent running back or drafting one, or loading up in UDFAs. Yeah, I mean, sure, I like him a little bit younger, but the more of a premier position and how high a level he's played at. Danielle Hunter is good at the run and pass rush, equally Pro Bowl, all pro caliber, generational talent. Wilkins, I don't think is quite to that level, but both are over 20 million. I'm going to go with the sure thing, right? I'm going to go with the sure thing. Wilkins, I mean, sure, he's in his prime, but so is, even though Danielle Hunter is 29, he's still in his prime. He can play till 32 at the same level he's playing now. I think Wilkins is like, for 2 years. I want them both on the team, honestly. I don't think we can afford either of that, but we'll see. Would you like the Vikings to pursue Snead? I would rather have Christian Wilkins than Snead, because I put more value on the interior pass rush than I do on cornerbacks. You see what I'm saying? I think we have one of 3 guys that's going to come out of that mix opposite of Murphy, and one of those guys is going to step up, I feel, to where Wilkins will be a bigger addition to us. Dang, we're at 239, guys. Make sure you're hitting like. I'm looking here. What do I got? I got 10 likes. Awesome. It's hurting my soul. We need to start working on the lines and defense and linebacker. 100. So if we don't bring back Hicks, we have the smallest, tiniest linebacker crew. We might as well have gone back to the 70s with the size of our linebackers, guys. 241. We broke 241. Man. But defense, definitely. I still want a quarterback, even if we bring Kirk back. So I want that long-term solution. I just prefer, here's the deal. If we re-sign Justin Jefferson, we bring back Kirk, we have a quarterback. Justin Jefferson is trade value down the road if we have screwed up. Both bringing back Kirk and screwing up on the receiver. We still have a huge trade asset in Justin Jefferson. I don't want to trade him. I don't want to trade him now for sure. I want that asset. So 2 years, 3 years down the road, we still have him and can trade him. By then, the receiver contracts have probably reaching 40 million, and they could get a $32 million Justin Jefferson. Give me a first, give me a second, give me a first and a second, give me 2 firsts, whatever it takes to pry him away. He's going to have plenty of suitors. So that has been my thought process, is that re-sign Justin Jefferson. We need that asset just in case the QB situation doesn't happen. The NFL rules for not permit Vikings to sign him to more than $40 million a year. So if he tested free agency with $38 million on the table, makes me think he's gone. More than 40 million per year. Wait, there's a deadline on that, right? Though there's a deadline. Well, I thought there was a deadline. Like if he goes into a certain day, he can do that. But hey, fill me in that. I've heard something to that effect. Yeah, if he goes and gets 40 million. But here's the thing. That might bring the Vikings to get to 39.9 million, right? So get that extra 2 million out of it. I was saying anywhere between 38 to 42, I'd be completely fine with, and I wouldn't cry in my soup at 45. But yeah, 38 to 42 made sense to me. So we'll see. I think Falcons go after Fields makes so much more sense considering the mobility they could. I did hear that they weren't going to do that. That they weren't as interested in Fields. Here we go. We got some more information. Left tackle gets new contract. Deion Dawkins, y'all crazy. Okay. Left tackle gets new contract extension to make him one of the league's highest paid tackles. Okay. We'll see what that contract's like. Yeah, the NFL is now reporting that Swift, oh my gosh. DeAndre Swift agrees to a 3-year, $24 million deal. $8 million a year for DeAndre Swift. I mean, that's fair, but it's, you think that the running back position is a depressed market, right? There are so many running back free agents out there that they signed DeAndre Swift for $8 million a year. The other running backs better sign quickly because that money is going to dry up. $8 million. It was smart of him to be the first guy to sign, I think. It's because the dead cap hit, so long as it goes, the worse it is for Cousins. True. Yeah, I think I read that. I appreciate you bringing that up. What would Vikings Nation do if Darrisaw reached a long-term deal before JJ? Probably freak out. I don't think that, and that's the thing. Everything's holding up Darrisaw. Poor Darrisaw. He can't get the extension. And honestly, this is a big tackle draft this year. I don't want to trade Darrisaw, but what a year to have all these offensive tackles. So we'll see there. But yeah, we're not trading Darrisaw. He's going to take that into next year. That's his MO now. He's taking big-time guys into free agency. I know Justin Jefferson is a special deal. This is the year before he becomes a free agent. But, yeah, we'll see on that. Is Swift this year's Miles Sanders? Is that what we're talking about? I got 286 people watching me right now. I don't know. That's crazy. I've never had that happen. Bears are loading up. Yes, they are. They got some money. They got some draft picks. They still have the same coaches. So we'll see. Or same head coach. Let's not trade Darrisaw. Let's trade O'Neal. He's reaching that peak of prime. Yes, it'd be easier to get a right tackle. He did come off an Achilles injury. Played well. But, yeah, it would make more sense to extend Darrisaw and then trade O'Neal. That would make more sense. But O'Neal's under contract, I want to say, for 3 more years. And then Darrisaw is, up. So, yeah. But that does raise O'Neal's trade value because you are getting a guy at below market value because contracts have gone up. That would be a pretty decent trade value for a team that we could get something back for him. But I want to see over the next 2 years, Darrisaw and O'Neal and fill in some gaps with this offensive weapons that we have and make a run. That's what I want. But hey, that's me. Spend a bag on a core simple. Agreed. The Patriots way, even though they never really paid anybody high, was letting veterans go, getting those compensatory picks, trading guys, a Moss even. We gave a third for him. And accumulating those picks and drafting guys and just filling the gaps. And Brady was taking $20 million a year instead of $30 million a year, $35 million a year. So and he could say, "Hey, I'm giving Brady under. What makes you special?" Edelman's brought that up before, but hey, that's a special situation. 300. I broke 300 for the first time in my life. How is that even possible? Thanks, guys, for listening. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit like. But what else we got going on here? It is a little slow going here. I thought there would be like a waterfall of stuff. I thought there would be a waterfall. Let me see here. What else we got going on? Checking out. Oh, here's somebody. What is the bum Kwesi doing? Almost 15 minutes into free agency and he hasn't signed anyone yet. What a loser. Yeah. That's crazy. I expect him to make a couple plays a day. We'll get some news today for sure. I guarantee it. Kwesi, I still am in favor of Kwesi, but really, was your plan to let Danielle Hunter and Kirk Cousins go to free agency? Was that the plan? I don't know if that was a good plan, but here we are, backs against the wall, not having an idea of whether or not we got two of the biggest holes to fill. Edge rusher, premium positions. It would only be worse if we had a left tackle and number one receiver as holes too. That'd be just the worst situation. But no, we have premier positions are in free agency right now. We have all three of our edge rushers. The only guys we have that rush the passer are free agents right now. Was that the plan? I don't know. I hope I believe Kwesi and the Vikings are a steel trap. I don't think anybody knows anything completely. He promises them that he will not negotiate in the press, that he only negotiate with them in private, and everything like, some of the stuff you're reading out there, it's flip-flopping. The same people were saying completely opposite stuff by the end of the day yesterday. It was ridiculous. So I believe Kwesi is a steel trap. They're not letting anything out, and he's going to surprise the shit out of us today, or he's going to completely fall on his face. It's that extreme. I do hope we don't go into the draft with 3 edge rushers gone, our quarterback gone, linebackers are 220 pounds a piece, soaking wet. We can't go into the draft like that. If we get Penix and trade Darrisaw, exactly. I said that Darrisaw's value plummets if we get a left-handed quarterback left-handed quarterback. It plummets. That's a great point. That's hilarious, man. Jefferson, Darrisaw, Wilkins. All right. What do we got? Vikings 5th round pick equals South Dakota State running back Isaiah Davis, huh? Hey, Jonathan, are you from South Dakota? Are you from the area? I went to state and the U. I transferred after I was a sophomore, graduated at the U. I hope we sign a starting guard. Yeah. I mean, it looks like Reisner's going to be out there. He's not getting signed today or the next couple of days. Because the reason why I say that, Kwesi says he operates in private. And Reisner said he was available to the whole world. So that makes me think is that the Vikings aren't even talking to him, which is kind of crazy. I thought they would. I thought they'd be talking to him. Yeah, let's go already. Come on. Come on. I wish the Vikings were a little more conscious of time than the Viking fans are. I wish they were as conscious of time as the Vikings fans are. Maybe Danielle couldn't garner more than a second or third. So if that's the case, I don't mind that we didn't trade him. I didn't mind when we traded him, thinking that we could potentially re-sign him. But now that if we don't re-sign him, then I'm like, what the hell did you do? Kirk was hurt. The season was potentially over. At the time I was like, I want us to win and I want to re-sign Danielle. So I'm like, okay, keeping him. But I would not have blamed them. I said that out loud. I would have not have blamed them to, at 4-4, trading off Danielle Hunter and maybe other players too, because, it's a pretty bad chance of winning the Super Bowl when you lose your starting quarterback. So that was my thought process. I would not have shamed them for trading Danielle Hunter at that time if they didn't think they would have a good chance of bringing him back. Yeah, Kwesi is one hell of a hiring coaches. I believe. Jigadat, I feel like I just did a racial slur there. I'm not repeating that name again. I don't know what it means. Kwesi gets bashed, but he's reason you have ascending coaching staff. Amazing coaching staff. I love it, man. This is the forever coaching staff, guys. I love this coaching staff. Let's keep it as long as we possibly can, man. Oh, someone just gave me hearts. Thank you. Thank you. What we got here? Oh, 19 likes, and I have 328 people watching. Appreciate it. Oh, what do we got here? We got Anthony Carter II is part of the future plans this year. And I have said this, Young Cringe Gamer, that he is going to be my big breakout guy from one year to the next. Like he is my potential. Not saying he is. Can't guarantee it, but that is the guy I'm looking for to see from one year to the next how much he's improved. The reason being is he got a lot of playing. Well, for a UDFA, got a lot of playing time and started to get more throughout the year. That I thought, hey, they really like him and want him in the plans. So give him a year off, building that NFL body up, and I'll take it. Oh, let's see. Second running backs. Deanna Rossini. The Titans are expected to hop in on the second waiver running backs available per sources. They're not in on Derrick Henry. They checked out DeAndre Swift market, but are holding off to muscle up the offensive line. Oh, Phil Mackey is asking who is going to get the Kirk Cousins scoop first. Don't care. I don't care who's first. I just want him to be right. That's what I want. I want him to be right. Oh, you're not from South Dakota. SDSU in person online for the last several years. Isaiah Davis, the beast. Appreciate that. I don't know much about him yet. Honestly, I've been so busy that I haven't been able to look at I've only focused on the quarterbacks. Once Kirk is gone or signs somewhere else, I'll be probably looking at a lot more positions. I started to look at some receivers. I have not, and I've looked at a couple running backs, but not a whole bunch of them. Not big name, but I'll start going down the list and giving my opinion. Wouldn't miss seeing Reisner back in purple. Yeah, I just think when he said he's available, it just made me think that the Vikings weren't talking to him. Oh, let's see here. Let's see here. Vikings, Kirk Cousins. Yeah, this morning the news was the Vikings and Kirk Cousins remain in communication, but it appears that the 4-time Pro Bowl. Oh, that was yesterday. Man. Yeah, I'm switching accounts. Let me go back to my main account. Who do you think we are going to get? I think it's hard to tell. Are we going to be pretty stout? I think our number one option is Christian Wilkins, because that's I think was our biggest need unless we lose Danielle Hunter. Yeah, give me some ideas who you think out there we're going to get, guys. Who do you think the Vikings are interested in? Because again, steel trap, guys. I do not know. nobody knows who the Vikings have been talking to. I did hear last night from a guy that knows a little bit that it's might be a couple of running backs, but Zach Moss or Pullard, but I couldn't guarantee that. Not going to stick around, but just want to drop by and say hi. School day. I appreciate it, Dylan. Thanks for stopping by. AC 130, the gunship. Yeah, let's name him after a gunship. That'd be awesome. He's hopefully he gets some guns. He's a little skinny right now. Who do you think QB1 is for us? Well, Kirk, if he comes back. But I think more and more McCarthy is our just where he's going to be in the draft. And it depends off the if who is it, the Patriots like McCarthy more than they like the kid from North Carolina. So it just depends. I think we're still not going to be, if we even bring back Kirk, I don't think we're out of trading up. I don't think we're out of that trading up. And imagine this: we get Kirk, Atlanta doesn't get him, and then we trade up ahead of Atlanta and take the next best quarterback, and they don't get a quarterback at all. That'd be crazy. Here's a I wish we could get. Oh yeah, I'm getting some people from X. This is awesome. Thanks for showing up from X, man. If we, I wish we could get Kirk for 3 years, $30 million, fully guaranteed at year worth up to 50 years with playoff wins. Hey guys, I am going to. If anybody wants to jump in, here's the StreamYard. Give me someone to jump in and talk to me. Tell me what you think. This is Skull Rants. I decided to do it on my Rants channel or my Rants show. So come in and tell me what you think, man. Gary, what's up, man? Hey, Gary, I got StreamYard in there. Pop in, man. Pop in. Say hi. Tell me what you think's going to happen. Vikings signed Greenard edge. Oh, did we? Let me see. What happened here? I'm looking, man. Let me see what happened. The Vikings, according to Tom Pelissero, signing edge rusher Jonathan Greenard. Sources tell me at Rap Sheet. Awesome. The new stud pass rusher for the Vikings, Jonathan Greenard. Hey, they did it. Now this helps me believe that Danielle's gone. If we're bringing in edge rushers. Yep, breaking. The Vikings are signing star pass rusher Jonathan Greenard per NFL report. That's our first splash, guys. That's awesome. We hope for good news today throughout the week. Awesome. Yeah, me too, man. Thanks, Skull Vikings. Let's go. All right, man. Oh, and Viking News Today fans. I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. I do stuff on Facebook there. Hey, Dave, surprised you don't have Rappaport on live with you the way you've been crushing the interviews lately. I got Vikings Central. That's as high as I go. As high as I go. Awesome, man. We got a guy, man. We got an edge rusher. That makes me feel better. Makes me feel a lot better. I can't wait to see what we paid him. I'm looking. I can't wait to see what we paid him. Greenyard is coming off his best season with career 12.5 sacks. That dude's got some long ass arms. He's got some long ass arms. I like it. Look at that guy. 26 years old. What a signing. I can't wait to see I cannot wait to see. That's amazing. That is freaking amazing. Good job, Kwesi. Kwesi's cooking. I'm sharing this right now on Twitter. I appreciate it. I'm gonna put Kwesi is I'm like cooking I need a male cook here. Which one's a male cook? It's funny. They're all female cooks as emojis. There we go. That's awesome. We got that reassures me a little bit. That reassures me a little bit. I'm putting my StreamYard in the chat again if anybody wants to jump on. Now we're going after free agents in the draft. I don't know how much we paid him, but these are all-in moves. TJ Hawkinson was an all-in move. This is a win. These are not all-in, but win now moves. And I just don't. So we're waiting on Kirk, right? That's the key. We'll find out what happens with him. We got a fan here. Forlorn Hope. We got a fan. I'm at 368. We might hit 400 today. That's crazy. Everybody's saying hi. My top QBs in the draft, wouldn't mind in this order: Jaden Daniels, JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr. Oh, that's you don't like the other two guys, huh? Or other three guys. Now, I do like Penix Jr. If we don't get a quarterback, Kirk is gone and he can start right away because he's got arm talent. JJ McCarthy, I want him to sit a year. Jaden Daniels, I'm more than willing to have him sit, but he is my number one go get if we lose Kirk for sure. I think we should trade for a cornerback. I think Snead's too expensive and we're giving up a pick for him, probably a high one. But yeah, it wouldn't hurt to get a cornerback, but I think money would dictate that we need D linemen even more. Lacing a contract incentive with playoff wins is genius. I feel more teams should do that. Yes, I 100% agree. I even said, would say that about Kirk, guarantee it if you stay. What do we got here? Everybody's jumping on. Oh, okay. Everybody's still. Here's Alec Lewis. The Vikings worked aggressively and are signing former Texans pass rusher Jonathan Greenard per source on it. Rap sheet Tom Passero on it, and big move securing a young edge rusher upside, likely to fill the shoes of Danielle Hunter. I really think Danielle Hunter's gone now. I really do. Tristan sold. You're late, but not missed. You were missed. I meant you were missed. And you're not late. You're perfectly on time, exactly where you should be. Oh yeah, I thought free agency started until noon Eastern, 11 Central. So did I, and that's why I was an hour early because I put down 1 o'clock Eastern time, and I quickly realized that and ran home and got on at 12. Yeah, Wilkins, it would be nice now. Oh, hey. What? I got a guess, man. We're bringing on Anderson Brazil, man. Let me make room for him. What's up, brother? Say hi to everybody. I'm good, man. Are you in Brazil right now?
Yes.
It's great to I've seen you in the chats before, so that's awesome. So what do you think of this signing that we got Greenard, DN with 12.5 sacks from Texans, or edge rusher?
I just eu estou apenas acompanhando. Gosto muito do Vikings, mas eu não falo inglês. Mas eu agradeço. Estou acompanhando vocês aqui.
Okay, hey, you wanted to come on though. Hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. Anderson Brazil, big Vikings fan. Does not speak English. All right. This is what we're here for. Okay, see you, man. Have a good one. That was the best. That was the best. That was the best. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we need a running back. I think draft or whatever. Either way, I wouldn't take May until at least the second round. Checked out what Chris Sims has to say about him. Chris Sims also said that our our former quarterback was the best quarterback in the draft that year, and he's no longer in the team, and we got him in the 3rd round. But I think May physical abilities would keep some in the 1st, right? But yeah, I do trust Chris Sims a little bit. I'm not gonna. I don't. But he works on a show with Mike Florio, so I can't trust him. Where else is this streaming? Oh, it's on YouTube, man. YouTube, Minnesota Sports Talk. You're right there, my name, Minnesota Sports Talk. Yeah, come check it out. Make sure you're subscribed. Speaking of which, where are we at with likes? Let me refresh. 24 likes, and I have 374 people watching, and I've gained 1 subscriber. So make sure, hey, if you're listening, show me some love, hit like, and make sure you subscribe. I appreciate it. I got a lot of X guys, Mojo. Hey, come on over to YouTube if you wanna watch, man. It's awesome. It's better over here. That's where the chat is. So if you're on X, YouTube, Minnesota Sports Talk, if you want to chat with everybody. Yes, Tristan, we spring forward. That was on Sunday. I like dip guaranteed, but 76 is kind of much. Oh, for Kirk Cousins. Yeah. What do we got? 19 million is a year for Greenard. Oh, is that? I have rather kept Daniel for say 23 million. Yeah. God, my camera is fuzzing out on me. Yeah, that if that's true, 19 million a year. I appreciate it. I got someone just subscribed. Thank you. Hey, give me. I'm at 12.4. At 2,501. Give me the 25.50. I appreciate it. Yeah, 19. He's going for 19, huh? I'm looking here. What do we got? I'm looking for that contract. Oh yeah, here we go. But hey, 76 million. Okay, so you did mint Greenyard. Sign a 4-year, 76 million deal that includes 42 million guaranteed. So we're basically guaranteeing him for like 2 and a little bit of change. That's a decent deal. And I heard Danielle's going for 25. So welcome to the purple. You would have shamed them for trading Hunter at the time. I seem to remember a different process from you. Hey, Justin, you haven't replied to me in 4 days since I texted you. I would not have shamed them for trading Danielle Hunter. I would not have shamed them from doing that. I would, however, would have appreciated them if they. I would appreciate them if they were able to re-sign them. So yeah, don't put words in my mouth. Appreciate it. Have a good day. No, that was for Kirk Cousins. What message would that send to the locker room? Kirk Cousins would have been trading Kirk Cousins. So come on, Justin. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't come here and put words in my mouth. Again, Kirk Cousins trading your quarterback, a healthy quarterback that was having a all-pro type year, would have killed the culture and would have been a dumb move. So yeah, come on, man. You're better than that. All right. We'll get a 3rd round comp for him from letting him walk, so I'm not entirely against it. Yeah, that makes sense. And not having traded him, we're still getting a 3rd round comp. That works out. It works out. So, but yeah, at the time, if I was going to get nothing for him, and do we get a 3rd round comp? If we go out and draft, we just got this guy in free agent. I am not positive if going out and getting a free agent then cancels us losing a free agent, because when we signed, I believe Davenport, that canceled a potential potential thing. You know, it really bothers me when someone comes on just to say something I didn't say about Danielle Hunter. Everything I was just fact checked on was me talking about Kirk Cousins. I don't know how Danielle Hunter and Kirk Cousins could get crossed there. Come on, man. Do we think we're going to trade up in the draft? I still do. Even McCarthy, even if we get Kirk, I think we're going to look at trading up. Whether or not we can pull it off is a different story. Yeah, $42 million guaranteed, but so it's going to be 2 years, some of the third, right? So it's a fair deal, I think. Yeah. So I liked that the players wanted to go out and win it, but I would not have fretted Kwesi for getting rid of, trading off a guy if they didn't think they would re-sign him. And no, that wouldn't have been Kirk Cousins, because he would have, when the people were talking about trading him, he was healthy. I would not have forced a trade of Kirk Cousins. And I'm not talking about you too evil to hope. It still bothers me. I'd never, ever, ever talked about Danielle Hunter like that. But yeah, I expected us to re-sign Danielle if we were going to keep him. If we didn't trade him off, I was expecting us to re-sign him. Kwesi lets him go into free agency. That's what happened. But this guy looks like a decent replacement. I'm going to have to watch more video. I'll give my opinion. I'm sure I'll do a video on it. Great pickup. Considering the production, considering them, how Texans played. I agree, man. I agree. Too evil to hope is right, and we don't agree on much. Actually, we agree on a lot, just not Kirk Cousins. What do we got here? I'm going to zap grab something here. What do we got here? All right. 26 likes. I got 385 viewers. If you're on Twitter, go to YouTube, Minnesota Sports Talk. What position is the target today? Linebacker. Hell, definitely defensive line. Hell, another edge rusher. If we don't re-sign our own guys. But hey, this is the fact that we're going after a defensive end. We haven't talked about Danielle Hunter. That nothing's came out. There's been no smoke. It made me think that, hey, he's gone. Maybe he checks in with us, see if we can match it. Kwesi talked about meeting in the middle. I would say defensive line is definitely still the priority. We got the edge rusher we needed. There's value in the draft. There's value out there in free agency in the second wave. If this is our number one rusher, I can understand that. But defensive line, cornerback, if we pick up a safety, that would shock me. But there's so many good safeties out there. If you can get one cheap, I don't think that comes today. I don't think it comes tomorrow. I think it waits till free agency. I don't think we're gonna go out of our way to be the first ones to pay a safety. It doesn't seem like we'll be the first ones to pay a running back either. If you guys see breaking news before me, post it. I appreciate it. 392. We almost broke 400, man. Awesome. 31 watching currently. And all the usual suspects and some new guys coming in. I appreciate it. Too evil, interior, O-line, D-line. So offensive line, definitely a guard, because it looks like Reisner's gone. So we definitely need a we definitely need an offensive guard. I think Reisner is not getting re-signed just because of the way he spoke out on Twitter. I just assumed he was gone. But I want if we got how much I would love to get a big time offensive guard to solidify that line would be work wonders. Now, who's it going to be blocking for? That's the big question. I want the first domino to drop, Kirk Cousins. And then I'll think about guards, but yeah, I could see us getting a guard. But I don't think in the first wave. I don't think some of these guards are getting paid 20. Someone got $21 million today at the guard position. 21 million. That's insane. Yeah. I mean, great move for the Vikings getting an edge rusher today. They're on the offense, and I love that. I'm just going to follow the Vikings today. Let me look at this. Yeah, everybody's talking about the edge rushers. Yeah, Brown. Oh, here. Vikings have re-signed 2 of their own offensive linemen, David Quisenberry and Blake Brandel. That just broke. Kevin Seifert. Dalton Risner will be part of their future. What? Still wondering, waiting on word on whether or not Dalton Risner will be part of their future plans. I'm tweeting good moves. Yeah, I was high on those guys. I thought Quisenberry played awesome. I thought, when people got hurt, he's a swing tackle that we always needed, an actual one. Blake Brandel, even though he's crazy tall, 6'8", plays the guard position, can pass block, I feel, better than some of the other guys that we had. I think that's awesome depth. But we need that big left guard. What do you think about Christian Wilkins? I love him. I think he's the eccentric offense or defensive lineman, D tackle that we've had in the past. I think fans would love him. He has some weird incidences in his career. Once in college and once with Josh Allen. Got kicked out of a game. But he's a little weird. He's a little on the crazy side. But if you ever seen him, he's been hot mic before. Mic'd up before, and it's hilarious. Titans signed Tony Pollard, and it looks like Zach Moss is going to get re-signed with Colts. So I think those are 2 running backs the Vikings were looking at. It might be too expensive patch and touch too old for Kwesi's liking, but I like to give him more of a chance. Yeah, 3-year, $24 million. So the going rate for running backs right now is $8 million a year. It's crazy. I don't think we're getting a running back today. I think we're getting the second wave, or we're drafting one. Who knows? Maybe we're working on the big names. Go get Wilkins. If anything would help our team right now, it'd be Christian Wilkins. And now that we're not getting, we're probably not retaining Danielle Hunter, which I'm saddened by. I would, the fact that we're getting the DN from the Texans, I am now saying, hey, we saved a little bit of money. Let's spend it on Christian Wilkins. Now I am. It would be nice to re-sign Risner. I don't know what money he's asking for, but the fact that he said something about come get me, it made me feel like the Vikings weren't talking to him. So I'm being realistic about Risner right now. I thought he was retiring. Is he not retiring? I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different person. I think it's ridiculous we don't work with Risner. What the heck is Kwesi doing? Is a genius or an idiot? Hey, keep in mind that nobody signed Risner, and we did last year. We had him in-house. He although he pass blocked well, his run blocking was suspect a little bit. I want if we can get him back for $4 million, we got him for $4 million prorated last year. What's he asking now? You know what I'm saying? Maybe we get someone better. Think about that. Maybe we get someone better. Let's get Wilkins and Farmstead from San Fran. I don't like how a lot of teams are signing players and the Vikings get nothing. I mean, we got the DN, so we're doing something. And we got the top edge rusher last year, even though Davenport got hurt. He was the top edge rusher, not DN, but edge rusher in the free agency last year. He's top 10. Some had him even higher. And then Murphy, which was the 5th ranked free agent cornerback in the draft, and he was top 40-ish. So we got some guys last year, and the guys we retained. So we did all right last year. Hunt from Dolphins is much better than Reisner. Yeah, Reisner has some flaws in him, but he was good enough for us to let Cleveland go. And now that Cleveland got paid big time, we would have probably got a better compensatory pick than the 6. Afternoon, Wilkins, please. What's up, McAndrews? Let's get Wilkins now. Now that Danielle looks like he's gone, let's go out and get Wilkins. Hey, I got 28 likes. I appreciate it. 397 people watched at least part of this video. Awesome. I think. Let's see here. All right. Let's find. Is there any more information coming out there? Is Kirk signed yet? Is Kirk moving to Atlanta? Here's PFF. Jonathan Greenard, overall 76.2, pass rush 75.2, run defense 67.2. Danielle Hunter, let's compare them. Overall 76.2 for Greenard, Danielle 78.0. Pass rush 79.1 for Danielle, 75.2 for Greenard. Run defense 67.2 for Greenard, 51.7 for Danielle. Don't know about that, but he's 3 years younger, so that helps out. Let me share that with people. Nice comparison. Yay. All right, but 3 years younger, so that's good news. Yeah, he got released by the Packers. I thought he was retiring. I guess he was getting released. But hey, why not? And he was hurt, right? He was hurt. So he hasn't seen a lot of the field as of recently. So I'm not too keen on getting a guy that gets hurt. So maybe, but yeah, he was supposed to be their stud, but he got hurt. All right. And Danielle led TFLs. How is it? Yeah, that is crazy, right? I think 51, that's way too. That's when I saw that, shocked me. He's a much better run defender than PFF's making him out to be. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But I'll have to hold my disbelief on that. I will hold my disbelief on that. I don't take PFF. It seems like there's always like these one-off outliers that just don't make sense to the PFF grade. Let's see. I need some more. I need a fix. I need more information. I am going to, you know what? I'm going to switch this to verified users. I wonder if I can do that. What do we got here? It's on 76 yards. Sounds a good deal. Pay on the mic. Kirk is. According to Paul Allen, I don't know if this guy put that out there. He said that someone said that Paul Allen said that Kirk is in process of putting pen to paper in Atlanta. but that must be on the radio. So right now, Skull Nation 54 is saying, just heard from Paul Allen on the mic. Kirk is in the process of putting pen to paper with Atlanta. Hey, so Kirk might be gone. That would be crazy big news coming here. And then we can talk all about quarterbacks. So I guess he's listening on the radio. You guys in Minnesota, are you listening to Paul Allen right now? I should be on NFL. I should be in my car listening to Sirius XM NFL so I can hear some of this shit. Honestly, Twitter's been slow today. This is crazy. Justin is mean texting me right now. All right. Awesome. Kirk wants Aaron Rodgers money, but no Super Bowl rings to back it up. He sucks in the playoffs. His only claim to fame is being RG3 back in Washington, there where he's for washed. Okay. Yep. All right. Can't put pen to paper until Wednesday, so don't know if I believe. Yeah, right. Again, and I don't. This guy is a kind of a Kirk hater, and pen to paper. That's unusual terminology. That's unusual terminology. Let's look at some. Let's find some more information. Let's look at some terminology. All right, I'm putting someone come on here. I got the only guy I wanted to come on doesn't even speak English. So here's a StreamYard. Gary, come on, step up to the plate. Do me the honors. You've gone on One Bar in Lupagus. You can come on Skull Rants and tell me what you think's going on, man. Come on, Gary. Step up to the plate. I need somebody. Let's go. Purple Daily. Oh, I understand, man. I am currently unemployed. They let me go in January, so all I've been doing is Ubering and this. So, appreciate it. Yeah, I totally forgot. It's like noon. It's like noon where you're at, probably. New York Post. Kirk Cousins currently discussing contracts in Atlanta 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I would assume so. The pen to paper thing seemed a little bit strange to say. Again, thanks, Gary, for considering it. What do we got here? Christian Wilkins is a top target for many. Vikings, Browns, Texans, and Lions, according to Diana Rossini. Barkley leading interest is the Eagles, $12 million a year, which beats out Houston's current offer, $11 million a year. $12 million, which beats Houston's current offer. Yeah, $12 million. Would you do it? Hey, would you do $12 million for Barkley for the Vikings? Would you do it? Would you do it? Good reason, Gary. Yeah, it's true. It's a good reason. McAndrews, step up to the plate. Hey, if someone's on their lunch break, come on, jump on. Years ago, we had a guy named Case Keenum who led us to one game short of the Super Bowl. We don't need a flashy quarterback, just a good one. You know what? Maybe we're a head coach away from winning the Super Bowl. Did you guys think of that? We had the league's #1 defense, and we got blown out by the Eagles. Let that sink in. Got beat by the Eagles. And we had the #1 defense in the league. But we don't need a flashy quarterback. Oh, Gary. Dude is working and he comes on, man.
You know what the heck? A guy's entitled to a fake lunch break, right?
This is Skull Rants. I need to take this off. Hang on. Let me get rid of this. There we go. This is Skull Rants, so take it away, Gary. What do you think about today? What do you think about the edge rusher we got? Greenard and...
So I'm going to rant here a little bit.
Go ahead. Up to the plate.
If we were going to let Danielle walk, we really should have traded him. I'm sorry. And I wanted to keep him anyways, but, I don't know a lot about this guy that we really brought in. I'm definitely going to go back and watch some tape and stuff on him.
I'm reserving my opinion on him until I go look.
That's exactly right. But, hey, he's younger. It's the way it looks, it's a contract that if he doesn't really pan out in a couple of years, it's not going to cost us an awful lot to get out of it. So I'll take it. And hey, at least we're making a move to, put a Band-Aid on what Danielle could offer for quite a bit less. And he's younger, so I'll take it. But again, I still go back to, man, if you're going to let Danielle go, why not get a third or a fourth for him back at the trading deadline?
Someone made a point that if he walks, we get compensation of third round.
Well, yeah, but that just depends upon, Dave, how many people that we bring in. That's
right. And that's the risk, right?
That's going to offset what we lose.
Right. That's the risk. That's definitely the risk. But at the time, even though Justin tells me I didn't, and he's texting me now about it. I don't know. I can't read it because I'm live. But back in the day, Kirk is hurt. I now have, this whole idea of forcing Kirk to get traded was just beyond mind-numbing to me. But once Kirk got hurt, we're in week 8, trade deadline's coming up. If they wanted to trade people, I would not have. That would be crazy not to even think about it. Danielle Hunter, if we had potentially a third-round pick of coming back for him, that would have been probably a smart move back then. But they wanted to go for it, which I could not blame them. Players wanted to stay. I commend them for doing that. It looked good for a while. We won 2 games. But now hindsight 2020, it's like, God, you guys screwed up.
Yeah, won 2 games. One time I had 2 chicks at the same time, but that was many years ago. So what does it matter when we're in the future now? So I'm
you know what I want? 2 girls at the same time. That's Office Space. That's awesome.
That's going to cost you more. That's going to cost you double for that, Cotton. The only other rant that I kind of have is this whole competitive, rebuild and stuff. We all know that come from the Wilfs. So, going down where we're at right now, and there was a lot of the commentators that were throwing it out, and a lot of us fans that were really kind of looking at it the same way as well, too. When we brought Kwesi in and we brought KOC in, and man, I'm sorry, that was the time to really get some value for the players that we had. I mean, what have we gotten for value for the players that we've had? Nothing. We've cut them. And we let them go. Now, look at our cap space. We're sitting pretty good. Holy cow, look where we're going to be next year. You know what I mean? So the future does look bright, and I don't care where we end up, man. If we go 3-14 next year, man, the Vikings are my team. I'll be skull brothering them till the day I die. I just hope that I get a Super Bowl in there sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, we all want a Super Bowl, right? So, this is the thing. There's multiple ways to get it. If we, even if we don't, like, we go the rookie route and we don't get one, I'm not going to be going around saying, "See how stupid you guys for want to go with a rookie contract," and I hope people aren't going like, I don't think we'll get one in the first 2 years with a young player. I don't think that's
not our window, Dave. That is not our window. We have way too many big holes to fill before we can even talk about getting to.
I just said I don't think we'd get one in the next 2 years with a rookie quarterback.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. I thought you misheard me.
Nope. I mean, it could be rookie quarterback that comes in and just lights things up. Without a solid team, offense, defense, and special teams, it's going to be a reach to even contend to get to the championship NFC game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you need to hold teams down. Even like Joe Burrow in the playoffs, they gave up 16 points a game for him.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
And then like in the Super Bowl, like the Kansas City Chiefs were able to keep the 49ers down to allow them to come back. You need a defense, and what do you think? I mean, Zimmerman had some pretty good defense and then 2 stinkers to end his career. They had more talent on those defenses than what, and then even our last defensive coordinator, Donishell, had more talent. I think Brian Flores does more with less.
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And Dave, you're going to probably want to poop in my Fruit Loops after I say this, but the fact is, if you go back to the combine in early 18, what was Zimmer keep saying? Listen, I know Kirk's a quarterback, and I know he's pretty good, and he's a lot better than what we've had in some time. But if we go spend that kind of money for a quarterback, you're going to see holes develop everywhere in our team. He predicted it, and it's what happened. You know what I mean? No, I'm not saying we shouldn't have gone out and got Kirk.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yep.
Don't you think you are, if you're prophesizing that, you are first of all, you are not liking it. You're talking shit about him. Apparently he was doing it in defensive team rooms, because you heard people coming out afterwards, and that you're refusing to talk with him weekly. I mean,
he put the energy into the universe, Dave. He was okay. Come on, it's not an unknown secret. He and Spielman at some point were broken up lovers. You know what I mean? And it was one of those. And it was one of those relationships that behind the scenes they were doing whatever they could to
do you blame the player or the guy? The guy running the show, right?
Well,
if you're turning out to do some stupid shit as a leader, are you going to blame? You can't fire the players, but you look who's still here, right? Who stayed and who went, and the next year with a even worse defense, we win 13 games. So it's kind of like it's a little bit of evidence. 1 year later, we win 13 games with the worst defense I've seen in our history. And it's like, how did that happen? Just because we were pissed off at Zimmer? No, I think we finally unleashed something. And that was just my opinion.
Dave, I will tell you right now, an entity, a body, a group of people, a team, whatever word you want to put to it, is only going to go as far as, number one, that the leader can take them. Whether it be the plans, whether it be recruiting, whether it be training, whether it be, picking them up and giving them confidence. But on the other hand, you can have the greatest leader in the world, and if you don't have the right tools, the right players, you're still going to fall short. So it's a combination of the two, Dave.
One of the things,
for what it's worth.
Yeah, one of the things that kept Zimmer, what was reported when we were interviewing, because people spoke really highly of Zimmer, but one of the things that was reported before he signed, this is before I ever thought about doing YouTube, was that he'd get into interviews and they would ask him, what coaches are you going to bring in? And he would answer, I haven't thought about that. And who did the hiring of the coaches? It seemed like Spielman, right? It didn't seem like he was it didn't seem like Zimmerman was bringing in guys he'd worked with before, right? He wasn't bringing in people. But now it looks like, KOC's bringing in, he talked to Brian Flores personally. Now they're bringing in McGowan. He's bringing in. We're assembling these really young, dynamic coaching staff, and I feel that's a huge difference between Zimmer and Spielman. And now,
Absolutely.
and I was a Zimmer guy. I was excited about him. I even had a Zimmer swears a lot Twitter thing for a little bit.
I've got an autographed picture of him. Loved him back in the day.
Right. So, I mean, I think Spielman would have still been all right. He put us in a little bit of cap hell, but anyway, we moved on. And now I feel like we're really good with the coaches. And
I do too, Dave. I do too.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really love about KOC and like a good leader, all right? And I've been in a lot of military leadership and a lot of business leadership. And the other thing that I love about KOC is in the military, there's a saying, all right? You want to really know what's going on in the battlefield? You talk to the people in the foxholes, all right? When you're in business, you talk to your sales reps, you talk to your engineers, you talk to development, and you listen to what they have to say. Don't be a know-it-all. And KOC does that, whether it's to his co-coaches, or whether it to be some of the players. Now, he gathers information from them. He's not going to let them make decisions, but he gathers information to understand the facts and the battlefield to make a good decision.
Yeah, and it's one of the things, like Kwesi, they talk about, oh, he listens to PFF. Well, no, there's more. That PFF gives them more stuff than we see. You know, like it's a little different story between the coach getting it, and it's just a piece of the puzzle. And the players coming to him and say, hey, we don't want to be traded. Let's go after it. You're almost weighing the decision. Should I build up equity with these guys and keep Danielle Hunter? You know, should I build up equity? How much more equity do I get with my team and buy-in do I get with my team if I keep one guy and show them I want to go for it? It is a fine line. You get some of these GMs.
A fine line.
You get some of these GMs that will just go, fuck it, all of them are gone, and then you lose the whole locker room.
That's exactly right, Dave. So when I heard that first come out, I'm like, thank God I'm not crazy. Because just that, okay, you can get some chips.
I'm more worried about the locker room than I am the fans.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? Hey, love you, player. Love you. But I've got a business to run here. And I'm afraid, to your point, Dave, that if they'd have said, screw you guys, you know, all the work that KOC was doing to build that unity within that team, you know, Kwesi could have kind of, you know, pulled the plug out on a little bit. But with that said, I'll guarantee you Kwesi and KOC had conversations about that. Unlike what Zimmer and Slick Rick would have done.
I agree, man. See, Viking fans, we're fine. We're not fighting. We're good.
Listen, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, hey, you know what the Vikings fans are what the Vikings fans are? We're individuals that are on the world's best roller coaster. And guess what? No matter what happens, whether somebody in front of you pukes on you or you get broke down at the top of that roller coaster, when you're done, if that line's short, you're getting right back in line to write it again. And that's what us Vikings fans are. We're glutted for punishment, but we love it because it's awesome entertainment.
Let's break some news here. Someone just said it in the chat, but I'm gonna look it up. Wilkins just got money, not from us probably.
Oh, come on, bring it.
With it, Christian Wilkins 4-year deal, 110 million base, includes 84.84 million guaranteed. Oh, headed to the Raiders.
Yeah, that's not us. That's too expensive. That's too expensive.
That's like that's putting lipstick on a pig.
It is. It is. Now, would I love to have him? Yeah, but not for that money and his age. You know.
Yeah, that's over 25 million a year.
There's some other really good interior defensive players that are out there in free agency right now. But, you know, there's some really, really good interior defensive players in the draft. But, you know, of course, you know, we have to worry about moving up for a quarterback. Boy. Again, I'm glad I'm not crazy. You know the nice thing about being a fan? We can be fair weather fans. We can be that Monday quarterback. We can be that Monday coach, and we can be that.
No,
Monday
you got to be
GM.
one kind of fan. You got to be one kind of fan, or you don't know ball.
True.
That's my favorite.
You know, I'm in for the long haul. I have been. You know, I remember the very last Super Bowl, and I remember bawling my eyes out when we lost. And I remember saying to Dad, "Oh well, you know, we'll win next week." And he looked at me and he goes, "Son," he goes, "the season's over. And by the way, I don't think you'll ever see Super Bowl." Boy, man, he jinxed me.
Yeah, I was checking on my mom, making sure she stayed alive in 2017. I keep telling her, oh, I'm doing wellness checks when I call her to make sure she's still there.
Yep.
So we win the Super Bowl. And I'm starting to feel like it. I'm like, now I'm north of 50. Well, I'm 50, but now I'm about to be north of 50. I'm like, I don't, now I'm worried. Now I'm getting a little worried. The countdown is on.
Dave, I just turned 56 yesterday, and I'm starting to see that rope get really, really, really short. So let's get that window and let's get one for the Gipper, huh?
Who's your quarterback you like on the draft?
Okay, boy, that's a loaded question, Dave. How much of the future draft do we have to really go out and give up to move up? All right. So
okay, let me just say the top 3 guys is like 3 ones. This year's 1 and the next 2 ones.
JD, I mean, you know, because we know
that is that the one guy you'd spend that for.
We know who the Bears are going to take, so I'm not even counting that. All right, May. I'm not so sure I would for May. You know, I've been recently, doing a bunch more research on him. Is the guy talented? Absolutely, yes, without a doubt. But within the top three, quite frankly, I think I would put JJ in there equal to May, to be honest with you. And everybody's saying, and I get it, oh, we didn't really see a lot of him in college. Well, guys, he was in a system that didn't, call on him to make all those throws. But guess what? On third and long, second and long, third and long, fourth downs, that guy was money. Created over 75% completion, a lot of times on the run. He's got the it factor. Is there a level of potential bust? Of course there is. There is with any of these guys. Even Caleb Williams, there's a level of bust in him. You know what I mean? But if we had to go up and get three, I'd say the guy that intrigues me the most, that, quite frankly, has some of the lowest, lowest floor and highest ceiling is, come on, man. I think it's JD. It's Daniels. But I'll take all the way up until JJ. I would take any one of them, Dave, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Where do you feel about Penix and Bo Nix, like the second round?
I put Penix above Bo Nix, but however, I've been doing an awful lot of reading here, and there's an awful lot of people that are saying, "Hey, listen, man, if you're high on JJ and you say that you can't stand Bo Nix, they're a lot closer than what you really are." I'm a Penix guy before I am Bo Nix, but come on, I mean the whole legs, shoulders, even though he was cleared, they worry me a little bit. Penix, I don't think is going to get out of the first round. I think somebody's going to trade up and get him. I think Bo Nix could actually sneak into the first round as well, too, with as many teams that are QB needy. But I see Bo Nix sliding into that second round. Now, I'll be brutally honest with you, Dave. If we got to keep all of our draft picks and we went, be it a rush, our outside, outside linebacker, DL rush, our defensive interior, because, even JJ was gone before we could trade up to number 5. If we got Penix late first or Bo Nix, would it be, the great scenario for me? No, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump on board and say, it is what it is. We had to do it. Let's move forward. Let's just get the best that we can at this point.
So have you ever said rap that you think McCarthy and Bo Nix are pretty close?
I just found this out. No, I didn't say they're pretty close. I said
remind you of each other.
Here's what I'm hearing. Now,
I give Jay McCarthy the tiebreaker because there's the age difference.
Well,
three years age difference. So
as you know, I know rap very, very, very well. All right. And the last thing I'm gonna do is piss off a brother. That's like the one time I called you and apologized to you when I was getting on you for Kirk loving and all that stuff. But I don't want to give up a bunch of capital, but the fact of the matter is, if we're gonna move forward, especially if we lose Cousins here, man, now's the time. You have Kwesi and you have KOC that they were brought in to get a new quarterback. That's the bottom line. They're on their last 2 years left within their contract. If they don't get a quarterback in and start to build it, their jobs could potentially be on the line. So they're going to sell the farm to move up and get. I just hope they don't do a ponder thing. They go up for their guy. Spend it to get their guy.
Yeah. Looking back at old footage and draft day videos, Ponder was kind of expected to be a really late first or early second round pick. And back in the day, I wasn't deep into the weeds in NFL football, all that. I was like, whatever they say on TV, basically. And I was like, who is this? Who is this? And really, none of the people in that draft really panned out too well, except for in Cincy, he went to some playoff games, right?
The Red Rocket?
Red Rocket, yeah. He got drafted in the second round, and he ended up being the best out of all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
and that was it turns out to be really weak. And to go back and look at who we could have had on defense or various positions in that draft is pretty crazy.
And then, let's go back and look, what was this, 4 years ago, 3 years ago? The draft with Justin Fields in it?
Yeah. And we got Darisaw.
Where are they? They're all getting traded. They're all getting cut. So it's such a risk, and that's the thing that scares the snot out of me, Dave. So are we really going to give up 2 additional first rounders?
So like,
on rolling the dice? But you have
I think
to.
first rounders historically got like a 55% hit rate. Like first rounders.
Well, I think, Dave.
I think even top 10. If I'm not mistaken, that was even like top 10 or close to.
I think you're a little high on that. I think the top 10, you're at like a 40%, and then as you get later, it's down to like in the upper teens.
And to think, what someone went up to pay, what's his name from who got drafted for San Francisco?
Trey Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance. Just to give up all that and then to have him and get nothing in return at all. And you gave up on him and you put him, you threw him to the wind, And I think Cleveland did that to Baker Mayfield too. I think he showed enough that he went and played hurt for you and you screwed him over. And, I felt he got screwed over in Cleveland. He goes to the Buccaneers and now he's getting paid $33 million a year.
Yep.
He bet on himself, and yeah,
we know somebody else that bets on himself, and he hasn't lost too often.
Yeah, well, I love when people say about Kirk how he's this master negotiator. Yeah, he master negotiated a 3-year contract, a 2-year contract, and a 1-year contract, and he couldn't get a contract done with he played on tags with Washington. He's such a master negotiator. I mean, did he maximize those short-term contracts? Yes, he did.
He did those short-term contracts intentionally, Dave. It's so he could bet on himself again in a few years. Don't kid yourself.
Then why does he want a long one now?
He wants a 3-year. He wants guarantees because he wants this to be his last gig to retire. He doesn't want to come back to the Vikings knowing that he's a bridge. Do
you think the last 1-year extension, he just wanted a 1-year extension? I just don't see that.
Okay, I hear you. Dave, here's what I'll say. So, okay, and I get your point. I saw your show about a master negotiator. Well, Dave, if you
that was my rant show.
Yeah, it was. And if you were to talk to 90% of people within the NFL, they're going to tell you, man, if there's a negotiation Hall of Fame, he gets that gold jacket without a doubt.
Well, you heard my point though, that he master negotiator. He signed a 1-year, $35 million extension that made him 14th highest paid quarterback in the league. What a hero!
That's one example, Dave.
Yeah.
That's one example out of a handful of other contracts. That's one. So, if he wants to bet on himself, here's what I'd love to do. All right. We'll give you, X amount guaranteed, and it's going to be peanuts. If you win
peanuts,
it's going to be small. I mean, he's got 4 kids. We know he's got a penis. If you win a playoff game, here's an extra $5 million. If you win 2 playoff games, here's an extra $10 million above that 5. You get to the Super Bowl, we'll give you an additional $50 million. You want to bet on yourself? Bet on the damn victories rather than your pocketbook, biatch.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think. Well, so people will just throw away the 13 wins, just throw it away like it didn't happen. I don't know how many times people say that. I only like when I'm thinking about this team or any player on this team, I'm not thinking about Zimmer days. Because even Danielle Hunter, I mean, people wanted him gone because they would always say he played 7 games in the last 2 years. Don't fucking sign him. That would be a waste of money. And then look at it. He was awesome for 2 years. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to, when people bring up Washington, when talking about Kirk Cousins, I'm like, dude he has gotten better every year with the Vikings. I don't think that's a crazy statement. He has gotten better every year with the Vikings. And the last 2 years have been his peak of performances, and he got hurt. And I wanted to see that. And I think a lot of people else would have wanted to see the year play out because it was looking like, holy shit, look at the Packers. Look what we're doing to the Packers right now. Lambeau Leap. And, I want to see what that would happen. I want that to play out. But, I'm in a can't lose situation because I also want to draft a quarterback and have that future look bright, buy all his cards, buy his jersey, all that shit. I want to do that. Just like I did with just when I did with Dante Culpepper. I bought his jersey in 4 different colors. You know, I was like, I'm into young rookie quarterbacks. I never did get a Ponder one. Thank God. But I'm like, I didn't get a Bridgewater one, but I started to get too old to buy jerseys.
You signed my Bridgewater one that I had, remember?
I did buy a Cousins one this year because I wanted all the smoke when we went to Skull Fest.
Well, you got it.
I still got the Kirk Stand t-shirt. But
the one that Sarah made for you.
Yeah, I still have that one.
Yeah, that thing fits you a little snug, by the way.
Now it will. Yeah, now it will. I've gained even more weight since then.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. But hey, thanks for coming on, man.
You bet, man. You know, like I said, I need a break. Just pounded a couple more green teas here, and I said, you know what? I need a break here for a little bit. So you got any other Vikings breaking news for me, quick?
Let's look.
What are the comments saying?
Well, I mean, there's just a lot of fans. Going into the offseason, it was known Vikings likely couldn't keep both Hunter and Cousins. Now Hunter's gone. This should expedite Kirk news. Yeah, this is old news. Let me refresh. All right. If Kirk Cousins doesn't come back to the Vikings, I'm going to shave my head.
I'll get the razor.
Does anyone know what the percentage of cap would be if Cousins got 45? I don't know. Probably somewhere between 13 and 15. Can't blame Kirk for leaving the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk, Daniel Cousins. Per source, Falcons are going to negotiate with Kirk Cousins, but the Vikings are still an option. Oh, yeah, big news. I love when people report that like it's breaking news that Kirk Cousins is a free agent.
Attention, horse.
Oh, man, I love fucking Anthony. What? God, I keep forgetting names. Anthony Edwards' purple and gold shoes.
Oh, I saw that earlier today.
Oh,
they almost look purple and orange a little bit.
Well, in this picture, they look pretty gold.
Well,
but he used to play on a Vikings football team. I had no idea, and he wore number 8.
He wore number 8. I saw that this morning. I'm like, oh my God! If Dave was seeing this, he's gonna have a chubber.
My kid, I walk up and he playing football last year in special needs football. So it's basically flag football, and they just run around and pull each other's flags like tag. Yep. But they assign. I got there, and then they start 1 through like 100, and he got in there and they gave him a jersey, and I look, it's number 8. I had no plan whatsoever. And honestly, my favorite player was Thielen. He left, and now it's it's Harrison Smith, and and then if he leaves, I'd probably go to Cousins, and if Cousins doesn't come back, Danielle Hunter's gone, so I wouldn't be him, but I guess I would have to go Justin Jefferson or find someone from the defense to be a fan of. I don't know. I feel bad when my teams are gone, my players are gone.
So do I, Dave. Unfortunately, you know what happens to me is, I've got a whole room downstairs filled with signed jerseys. I've got quite a skull cave, but I've got a bunch of other ones that I wear as well too. Gosh, if you find a player that you like and you want them to go to the Hall of Fame, talk me into not buying their dang jersey, because within 3 years after I get their jersey, they're gone. It's like the curse of Balster buying their jersey.
Yeah. I buy Kirk Cousins jersey, and he tears his Achilles. I do a show where I finally say he's a MVP candidate, and the next game he tears his Achilles. And it's funny because Rap had done like 4 videos by then of him being an MVP candidate, and I haven't even done one ever. And I do one the week of it doing. And Skull Mafia calls me while I'm live on PSF. Calls me live on PSF and during the Packer game. Dave, I'm sorry, man. I didn't believe in him, but now I do. And 5 minutes later, tears his Achilles, and I'm just my stomach drops. I'm like, I'm cursing this fucking team. Don't you feel like it's like you and not them? Like it's probably me, not them. You know?
Dave, I have this ritual in my living room when I'm watching games. You know, it's stupid, but a lot of us do it. Oh my God, I have to have. I wore this jersey and we won. I sat on this side of the couch. I played with the football during the offensive and the defense. You know, we're superstitious. That's just human nature. You know, the bottom line is, I just want so much of these teams, you know, our teams to win. But however, I'm also realistic enough that if we're going to move into the future, man, if we need to take it into shorts a few times, let's take it enough shorts. You know what I mean? If we need to lose ground to be able to gain ground in the very near future, I'm wise enough to say that makes sense too. And I'll just suck it up and drive on, you know, the few tough years that we'll have in between, because we've had them anyways. You know what I mean?
Here's something. Vikings have now offered a bid to match Eagles for running back Saquon Barkley.
Oh, that's $8 million.
Who the fuck is that? Beat reporter for the Dolphins Herald.
Oh no! Wait.
He's got 77 followers. Is this guy real? I don't know.
I don't see us.
People are sharing it though.
Who's sharing it?
I mean, Rhino did. Vikings Uncensored. That's crazy.
Well, but now didn't the Giants offer him last October like 12.5?
We're in a bidding war with Philly. Somebody's posting.
Do you know what Philly's offering him?
I don't know. I saw earlier 12 million.
Well, I do know that the Giants offered him to a contract last October to stick around for, I think, 12.3 million, and he said, "Nope, I'm going to bet on myself."
Think about this: Wilkins 27 million, Aaron Donald 31. Ugh, that's insane.
We have too many holes to be spending that much money on somebody that isn't at least. Okay, you know, let's just look at what Kwesi's done. When Kwesi brings somebody in, you know, it's right after their initial contract. It's their first. It's after their rookie contract. He likes getting them in the mid-20s. Good player, good potential. You know, that's his mojo. And as much as I would have loved to get Wilkins, I just saw his age, which isn't horrible. You know, he's pretty much Danielle's age.
Yeah, I think yeah. I forgot his age.
It's late 20s or 30ish, right in there. And don't quote me on that. There's so much information flying out right now. I can only absorb so much.
But that's crazy that we're in with Saquon Barkley, according to a few people. And I saw earlier. Let me do a search for Barkley. Barkley.
Well, and while you're doing that, Dave, let's say that Kirk is gone, and I really believe that he is, and I'm not going to be heartbroken if he is gone. I'll tell you that, Dave. You know where I stand. I'm ready for.
Well, I don't get this. We go get Saquon Barkley and get rid of Cousins. I'm like, what? But go ahead. What you're saying.
And here's why I say that we do that. We've got a rookie quarterback coming in, and sure, we might get a bridge quarterback in for a little bit, you know, start the first 6, 7, 8 games. And then once we get that rookie quarterback up to speed, if he really gets up to speed, then he comes in and starts. You know, do you want last year's running game for a rookie quarterback?
And this doesn't make sense. Well, yeah. But again, it's the same offensive line.
Well, so far,
right.
Dave.
True. We could get a left guard, but the Eagles signed Swift. No, they got rid of Swift. That's right. The Swifts are the Bears now, so it's like, okay, so they need a running back.
Yeah, I think Swift got just over $8 million a year, which kind of shocked me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's like, oh God, the running back market's back, right? Swift getting $8 million, who has had injury history in his career. I mean, he did a number on us, that's for sure. Was it week 2? 200 and some yards.
Did he run for like 238, something like that?
Yeah.
Dave, I have no problem with the running back, value coming back into play. Hey, let me ask you this. The last 4 teams in the playoffs last year, how were their running games?
So Kansas City, Pacheco's decent. I didn't know where they rank, but I know I'm just thinking about who the running back is. Pacheco.
They were all damn good.
Yeah, and then 49ers
well
was
above
elite.
league average.
Yeah, 49ers were elite. Who's Lions had a good running game.
Jeez, they sure did.
Shit. Who'd the Kansas City beat?
Did-
Who'd Kansas City beat? I forgot.
I'm having a Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. So, well, their quarterback helps that
Well,
situation.
it's a running game.
Yeah, it's a running game. Well,
So
yeah.
I have no problem spending some money on a good running back. Whether.
Well, that's the thing. People say that you can't spend more than like 3% on a running back because every Super Bowl winner has had like a cheap running back, and I'm like, well, it would be nice to have a good running back, and if that's the miss, if that's what's holding you back, a la Herschel Walker, but that was a trade.
Please. Okay, Dave, that whole 3%, that's just like going after
I don't know if that's
quarterback. It's the rookie quarterback on the pay scale. So what a lot of people were trying to do is going out and getting, rolling the dice, trying to get a good quarterback on a rookie contract, and that's what drove down an awful lot of that veteran running back pay scale. People are starting to see again that, it's not just throwing and throwing and throwing. It's balanced. Those defenses started to figure out when we were going to run, we were going to pass, and it didn't take till week 3 before they did it. We just had some phenomenal athletes and some good throws from Kirk early on, and peppered in from some others to have, the ability to be able to maintain our passing game for a little bit. But if we'd have had a running game last year, Dave, you'd have seen a different year.
Oh, here's Mike Garofalo. Let me.
I
512,000 followers, right? Garofalo. So he's obviously legit, and he's speaking on. I don't see a logo here. There's a video, but from as we draw closer to the legal negotiation period let me go back up here. Vikings having competition for the Falcons for Cousins, and Eagles lurking to Saquon Barkley. Oh, I thought he was saying the Vikings were in on Saquon Barkley. My bad.
Okay.
So it's talking about Cousins.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it threw me off there. I'm like, oh, Barkley, Vikings, what? No.
Well, you threw me off too. I'm like, okay.
Oh God, I'm like Barkley. Yeah. So I was talking to Yannick, and he was like, I asked him about running backs, and he was all about Jacobs, but like getting a Barkley, getting a Jacobs, he doesn't buy into that. You only get running backs that are cheap. But we've never seen a free agency class like this, right? With the quality of running backs that everybody else has drafted their dudes, and they don't last 4 or 5 years. They don't last to their free agency. Yep. But these guys did, and there's a lot of them. And if you're going to pay 8-12 million, that's less than Peterson got, right? Peterson got 12 million, or 11 or whatever. But now think about this: how many years later? 10 years later, whatever, 8 years later. Yeah, that's almost a deal comparatively to
especially
what we did last time.
Especially with the salary cap as high as it's gone now.
Yeah, and it's just going to go, it'll be 300 million by the end of 2026, I think.
Dave, so do you think, okay, we let Madison go, all right? It was kind of sad because we got to meet him, we got to meet his family, we got to meet his dad, his brothers and stuff, so there's a personal tie there. But, the guy really wasn't getting it done the way we needed to get it done. So I understand the logical decision to let him go. But with that said, we're going to get another running back here or two. You think that we're going to get, like wave 2, wave 3 of running backs in free agency? Or do you think we're going to roll the dice and draft one or both? What do you think we're going to do for running back?
Well, I had knowledge from a guy that has knowledge that we were looking at Zach Moss and Pollard, and I looked like Zach Moss was negotiating with the back with the Colts, and Pollard's gone.
Yep.
So I wouldn't, if they were looking at them, why not be looking at the first round guys, the first, the top guys,
first wave. Yep.
Kwesi seems to be okay with looking at a lot of people. right? And I like that about him. I didn't even hear about it, all these people and rumors and all this shit that people talk about, and they didn't. Nobody said we were looking at the guy from the Texans. That's
Exact same thing I thought.
we are freaking, and I've said this multiple times now. Vikings and Kwesi are a steel trap. He says, I do not negotiate in public. I promise you that I will negotiate in private, not in public. And he said that in an interview. And I'm like, listen to him, man. Listen to what he says. I don't believe any of you guys because steel trap. That's what I'm thinking. But
Yep.
But yeah, I think God, we got to get somebody on that D line, and I don't know enough right now to say who.
Dave, interior D line, I'm going to tell you, is probably realistically our number one true need.
It's back being that now that we got an edge rusher.
Yep. Well, yeah, okay. You know, we also got Love Seat last year. Where'd that get us? I'm not going to put any stock to somebody that we're bringing in until I actually see him produce on the field. You know what I mean?
All right.
And by Love
Fair
Seat,
enough.
Davenport.
Can we look at center at some point? I don't want to see us break the bank for a running back.
I totally get that.
Well, Falcons cannot say anything till Wednesday. Well, they can right now, apparently. Well, they can't like announce it until Wednesday, anyways.
Well, no, they can announce it today. That's everything that we're seeing. You know.
Well, they can't announce it. It's tampering period, but they can't put pen to paper and they won't announce it until Wednesday. But all these prognosticators can say all the shit they want. But Atlanta's not going to be on their page say welcome to Atlanta to Kirk Cousins until tampering period's over. But
Dave, I'm a firm believer that before Wednesday comes and Kirk really puts pen to paper, he's using what if Atlanta is going to do it, we can't make an assumption that they're really making him an offer. I have a hard time believing they're not, but don't think that he's not using this as a tool to get back with the Vikings for a few more chips.
Well, and I think it's more about the not necessarily the size of the contract, but the guarantee of the contract.
Well,
right. Well, it's still the same. It's still a moot point.
Value of the contract.
If you get 100, I'm just going to use this number, and I'm not saying that's the number. It's $100 million, 2 years, 50, right? It's a 50 guaranteed. It's still a 1-year contract, right? So
absolutely.
Right. So, using them because he did it with the Jets. People would say, oh, he's all about the money. Well, he took $6 million less than with the Jets because he liked the fit. So I think personally, probably he would be insane not to like the fit with us, Justin Jefferson, Addison, TJ Hawkinson. He would, and being with KOC, he would be insane not to like the fit. But if you're talking about 1 year fully guaranteed contract and 2 years fully guaranteed contract, and you're going to make $40 million more guaranteed, you're probably going to go with the bigger contract. So I mean, that's insane money. You're talking about in the history of the world, usually people lose their generational wealth after the second generation. So you're setting not your family up for life. You're setting up your grandkids up for life potentially.
For sure.
You really got to take that into consideration. So I'm not going to be pissed. And I know people are going to be like that. I mean, they threw batteries at Chuck Knobloch in left field because he took money with the Yankees. I mean, that's our fan base. If you leave for more money, like not Corey Koski, but Jesus, third baseman for the Twins back in the day. Gaetti. They got Gaetti, I was at spring training in 2000. He was trying to make a comeback with the team, or 99 or 2000, and they were booing him. And I don't know what team he was trying to pick up with. It might have been the Yankees, and they were booing him everywhere he went. But yeah, they'll hold that if Kirk Cousins leaves for more money, even Kirk fans are going to probably be. I just think it's a guarantee. I mean, but then I think he'll get a warm reception. Let's say a half and half when he comes back, or whatever. But yeah, Viking fans hate players that go leave for more money. Wait, I don't know. Would they? Do you think they'd do that with Danielle? Well, I think he's built up some equity because he has taken really team-friendly deals.
Well, Dave, you took the words right out of my mouth. And Dave, it's not like the example, and I'm not trying to pour gas on a bee's hive here with you either, all right? But, you gave the example about Kirk and his contract, the master negotiator, and last year, he was at like 13%. That's not what I'm talking about. We have Danielle Hunter historically throughout his whole contract now. Some could argue that it was a bad business decision on he and his agent's part. But he's taken good team deals all the way around. And, Dave, I mean, where I stand. Let's start fresh. Hey, Kirk was a great person. He, put together some really good games, put together some stats. I just, he was like that. He's like that girl that you were dating in high school that just lets you get to second base and that's it. Sometimes at some point, if you want fun, you got to move on and date another chick. You know what I mean?
At least you didn't give her an STD this time.
Yeah, right.
That was. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? He's talking about clean chicks.
I was giving you stuff about.
I know what it was about. I'm just leaning back to that. At least you didn't give her an STD this time.
No, I said you giving her an STD. anyways, let's not go there. I'd be fine with Kirk coming in and taking like a JJ under his wing for the right price. Like I said, come in, we'll give you a little bit. You get some good playoff victories, and we'll give you some incredible bonuses to get us there. You want to bet on yourself? You get some skin in the game and bet on yourself. I don't want any damn guaranteed contracts anymore out of him. I don't.
What about 1 year guaranteed? Because every contract's guaranteed once you start the season.
Okay, at how much?
I don't know. I was saying between 38 to 42.
Nope, too many holes. Nope, sorry, Dave.
Well, that's the thing. Well, I mean, we're gonna hit 28 if he's not here. So
yeah,
we don't free up any cap space with Kirk Cousins leaving.
Well,
we just create a hole at quarterback.
Dave, with that said, though, when it comes to our current projections of our salary cap, Kirk and Danielle are already built into that number. So it's not as if
this year, yeah. So they're built into this number, right? And so is Davenport. So we're talking about 28-15. That's 38-43, and then Davenport is like another 6, so 48. It's like 48 million or something like that in dead cap built into that thing. That if we re-signed all 3 of those, if we lose them, we don't gain anything, right? We take it for this year. We don't gain anything this year, and we just let go 2 edge rushers and a quarterback. If we re-sign them, we gain that. We can maneuver that 48 million, and then now we got 2 edge rushers and a quarterback. So you know what I'm saying? Losing your quarterback does not necessarily help your defense. It only creates a hole at quarterback. And that's the way I look at it.
And here's how I look at it, Dave. All right, so
for this year and next year, for that matter.
So we get the quarterback for this year. We don't get interior. So when you've got, to your point, I want to make sure that I understand. All right, what you're saying, yeah, but if we bring these guys back, that cap hit isn't going to be fully absorbed into 2024. And we can also, and let's be realistic, at that point, you're going to probably sign them for some extended void year so we can kick that can down the road a little more. Not interested. So if we were to bring Kirk back, so let's assume Davenport's gone, Hunter's gone, which, by the way, Hunter's the one that I really want to come back. But let's say that they're gone. But we bring Kirk back, all right? That's money that we could have used for interior defensive line, a linebacker, another cornerback, a guard, a tight end, to help, fit the gap until TJ comes back. What I'm saying is we bring Kirk back for the money that he's going to get. That leaves all these other holes on this team. And I guarantee you we're not going to get far into the playoffs with all those holes. We're not.
What do you think we would have went? Do you think we would have beat the Giants if we had Brian Flores at D coordinator 2 years ago?
Dave, look, I hear you.
But you guarantee that we wouldn't. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but I always like throwing those teasers, those little brain busters out there. But yeah, I mean, for me and for Kwesi, I think. Well, you said competitive rebuild earlier and how you hated it, but he did say we're finally done with the rebuild part of it. I can start to fill in the holes.
Yep.
Now, I'm paraphrasing, but he did say this in an interview.
So let me ask you a question. Did he say fill in the holes or the hole? Singular or plural?
I don't think he used the word holes. I think
but we knew what
he might have added. He said add talent or add pieces or something like that.
So let me ask you this, Dave. Do you think that Kwesi and Kirk? No, they're saying that they want him back. All right, and I understand under the right price. That
he can win the ultimate prize. By the way, people don't report that. Kwesi and on the podium at the combine said
he did say that.
He did say that, but no one wanted to report that. They want to talk about KOC's inflection the next day. Oh, his inflection was, he looked like he was a little more down than he was the day before when he said he thought that we would get the deal done, because the KOC did say that I think we'll get it done. He was talking to Mike Florio when he said that.
I remember. I've actually watched the number.
But no one's TPP isn't quoting that. No, he's quoting inflection and how he's not as high on him anymore, or he's not high on getting him back anymore. But I mean, I was posting that like good. He said good thing. Oh, he's going to Atlanta, and that just for me. It's like I win either way, because I want the rookie quarterback. I want Kirk Cousins back. I want them both back. I want them both.
Situation.
So I'm like, I win either way. But one thing I do hate is lying by omission. It upsets me. Not to the extent where I'm crying in my soup, but that if someone goes out there talking about, a Kirk or whatever, and it's always Kirk, it's not anybody else. It's Kirk gets the brunt of no one's talking about Danielle being all about the money, and no one's talking about, him leaving us and how, doesn't he want to win? And nobody's talking about Danielle, right? Justin. He's going to get $32 million, but no one's going to bat an eye about. There are some people that say trade him. Nobody's worth it. My brother calls me up today, says that is he worth $32 million? And I'm like, well, the reason why I want him is because he'll be a trade piece in case this quarterback we get draft sucks. That's my thought process. But wait, yeah,
who is going to be a trade piece?
Well, if we re-sign Justin and 3 years from now our quarterback that we drafted sucks,
gotcha,
we could trade Justin Jefferson and reset our franchise.
And you're right. I apologize, Dave. I thought you were saying that that if we brought Kirk back, he could be a trade piece. I was going to say, don't think he's not going to have a no trade clause in that contract.
No, I wouldn't believe.
And by the way, Dave, I'll tell you right now, the market is what the market is. And, I've got a lot of people throughout the years that I've heard say, it's insane that we're paying these athletes this amount of money. My only comeback to them is every time, oh, okay, so let's just make these billionaires even more wealthy. Listen, these players are the asset of the team. And that's why the collective bargaining is the way that it is. The players get X amount of the revenue that is generated. And I don't care how much money it is. If the league is making that much money, the players deserve every dang dime that they can get.
News, Green Bay has worked with Aaron Rodgers on a new deal.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones on a new deal. That's Rodgers.
Did you intentionally say Aaron Rodgers?
No, I didn't. And they were in the market for a running back, and that's Ian Rappaport, and he said Packers are expected to sign. This is him. Shit. This is 2 minutes ago. He says the Packers are expected to sign Josh Jacobs. Source tells me and Tom Palacero. And then the quote tweets himself saying Green Bay has worked with Aaron Rodgers on a new deal, and they were in the market for a running back, now one of the best out there. I don't get it. I think he means they're no longer with Aaron Jones and they're getting Josh Jacobs. That'd suck for us.
I know, and listen, especially after the strokes, my communication, my writing isn't what it used to be. But if you're a professional reporter, you'd better make sure that you're proofreading your stuff before you put it out, saying that.
Yeah, that was a little confusing.
It was, which just takes away credibility for me. But what do I know?
Here's Charlie Walters, Pioneer Press, drunk typing again. I don't know. To move up from the Vikings number 11 slot to the next month's draft to the number 3 to take an elite QB, it would cost at least this year's first round plus first round picks in 25 and 26. So basically what I told you.
I think that's, Dave, to get up to 3, I think realistically, you're not far from that.
Because that's what it took to get up to Trey Lance, right? Or I think it was.
I want to jump back to that for a second. We talk about Trey Lance, and this just goes back to the friendly debate that you and I are having about spending the money for Kirk to come back in. Look at the draft capital that San Fran paid to move up and get Trey Lance, and boy, there's still a powerhouse, right? They're still making it to the playoffs and making it to the championships. Why, Dave? Because they don't have a lot of holes throughout their team. Their team was solid. Is it aging? Sure, it's aging a bit. Their window truly is now, but they weren't paying $30, $40, $50 million for a quarterback, so they could divide those funds up to fill in the leaks, the holes that they had on their team. That's why I want our Vikings to follow the same suit, not necessarily theirs. Fill the holes. Let's build a team around a quarterback rather than bring a quarterback in first.
I brought this up last night. I was like, it just escaped me now. But well, how about this? You're talking about the holes. How many holes did you think we had in 2023?
In 2023?
Yeah.
I'm not going to name names because I have too much respect for them.
Position. You can say position.
All right. Center, guard, running back. I'm going to go interior defensive line.
Now, let me ask you, when you consider hole, do you consider below average?
I do. Well, okay. When we talk about average or below average, that's all subjective. What are we going to take a look at PFF's numbers?
Well, this is the thing. This is the reason why I might ask a question like that is because there are below, average or below average players on Super Bowl teams, right?
Oh, of course.
You do not have to have an all-pro lineup across the board to go to the playoffs, right? You don't need. Remember the Eagles had like some super team, and they don't even make the playoffs.
Yep.
1 year, right? So it's like you don't need. So because like Bradbury played above average, right? But he struggled against big time nose tackles, like the big guy, the elite Clark or whatever, nose tackles or Chris Jones.
You meant Bradbury.
What did I say?
I thought you said Brady. I could be mistaken, though.
Oh, I said Bradbury, I think.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Anyways, if I did or I didn't. But yeah, so I'm like, and then Ed Ingram, did he play? He might have been more towards the average, if not slightly bad sometimes, but they graded out well. And Reisner, he's above average. I'm like, when I'm thinking holes, I'm thinking, God, our defensive line was trash. I'm exaggerating. Trash. I usually never say that on the air.
I know.
But our D line was not the greatest. It was not getting after the quarterback, and honestly, I thought our cornerbacks were probably average in the league, and our safeties were above average.
Above average. So how many above average positions did we have last year?
I thought both safeties. I thought linebacker. I think Hicks played out of his mind, so 2 linebackers. That's 4. I'd say edge rusher.
Tackles.
2, and I'm saying 2 edge rushers.
Well,
so that's 7.
I don't think that. As much as I love Wynham,
Wanham, yeah.
Dang it! I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, DJ Wanham. As much as I like what he did, he was average at best. So it's 6, 7. So 7 out of 22 players we've had above average.
Here we go.
Kirk
Bonham is probably better than Greenard. Sorry, guys.
better than
From NFL fans.
teach.
But so I like we don't know about him yet. We haven't really looked at him, but for me, I was like posting like, hey, if we added Sweat from the Texans and added Christian Wilkins and then I added one other player, people like really liked my defense when I went and put that on Twitter, and I added 3 people.
Dave, I'm telling you, you get 3 well above average players of that defense, and you're going to see a switch.
And that's why I'm saying there's not that big as the holes that we have are, they might be big, but they're, I want to say few, because I think a Bullard, a good run defender, and a Harrison Phillips is good, but give me a guy that can penetrate. And honestly, I'm in talks with Jaquelin Roy to come on my show.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
He said he was out of town, so hopefully he says when I get back, I'll tell you my schedule. But I'm like, God, cool, because I really have high expectations for him to come out. And then
he was a rookie. That position takes at least 2 years.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, add that guy to the mix, right? More, and so I'm not as down on the talent on our defense. I think we may have a core we work with. But now that we lost if we lose Danielle, which it might be highly likely, but he's not gone. He's not gone.
Hey, you're telling me we got a chance?
We got a chance. Dumb and Dumber, yeah. Who do we got here? Sources: Packers safety Darnell Savage to a 3-year deal. Oh man, I didn't know how being on live this long would take so much out of me.
Yeah, normally I give energy to people. I don't suck energy out of people, Dave.
No, I haven't been sleeping a lot lately. It's been working constantly. Let's see. Yeah.
Dave, I want to comment on that.
Here. So Ian Rappaport says the Packers are expected to sign Josh Jacobs, source Tom Pelissero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old news at this point.
Yeah.
But Dave, hey, I want to give you a compliment. You've been working your tail off. You've been working your tail off, and I'm telling you, for the past year and a half, I've watched your wings come out of their cocoon, start to flutter and stretch and get blood flowing to them, and I see you flying around a little bit. Man, this past 2 weeks with all these interviews that you're doing, man, Dave, I'm really proud of you. You've been crushing it.
Well, I appreciate that. That's I decided to do what I wanted, and I wanted to do, and it was a lot harder to get people to do interviews on specific times, like in our live shows.
Yep.
So I said, well, I want to do this, but I need to be flexible with them, and I'm doing interview. I did an interview last night. It ended at midnight. And I posted it, and I woke up in the morning and had 200 views. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. That works. But it had to, I don't know. I had to make a change, and I like it that way. And honestly, it's not. I'm able to get a whole lot more people, and
a lot more content.
And it's worked. And and I'm meeting, and I brought on people I never had on before, and which is awesome.
One of my favorites, and she just surprised the snot out of me. Miss Minivan, what was her name?
Dakota Rose. It was said that was her stage name.
She was impressive.
I was shocked because she's a big Cousins. She's a Kirk stan. That's official.
I watched you just doing that, and I didn't hang up. I didn't shut it off.
It was like a therapy session for both of us. We were just ranting away at all the hate we get. And
All I'm going to tell you, Dave, you made a wise decision by not having that recorded live, because some of us would have jumped in and just asked some questions,
Yeah.
And Dave, as you know,
Oh, she gets it on Twitter, man. She's
impressive. She really was.
Someone just told God, what's her name? Really nice girl, just super positive, and told her, I hope you leave with him. I'm like, oh my God, did you just say that to her? Like, everybody loves this girl.
Dave,
I mean, and she's not over Kirk Standy-ish either. And I'm like, God, what's her name? I forget. But yeah, this guy, I'm like, why would you say that to a woman? You're such an asshole.
Because that individual that did that has extremely low self-esteem. That's why, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I tell you what, last thing I want to say once again, I'm not a Kirk hater. I'm certainly not a Kirk stan. I'm just at the point that I'd rather take the money and split it up between the rest of the team. It is all I'm saying. And Dave, I know that, you're rolling the dice by bringing in a rookie quarterback in the first year, the first two, the first three, maybe. Heck, he might be a bust altogether. I'm not saying that it's the right decision, but I'm saying I'm sick and tired of eating peanut butter cookies all the time. I want to try some chocolate chip and some monster cookies too.
Well, one of the things I look at too is, I don't want to waste years of Justin's life either. And there is a risk there. I don't want to, because he set records with him, right? And in Jordan Addison, I made this point last night. Dude had 6 touchdowns with Kirk and had 2 the rest of the year. What would have the entire, TJ Hawkinson was killing it. He continued to kill it until he got hurt. But Jordan Addison was disappearing. He was disappeared when after Kirk left, and finally had a big game with Nick Mullins. But I just I don't want to waste out. If I could squeeze a little more juice and add a defense to this offense to stabilize it, because for a while there, we could have made a run with that. I mean, we got even easier schedule this year, so it's like, give me a shot this year. And in past year, if you've watched me and saw me with Rap and those guys, I was wanting Kirk through 2024 and have the rookie take over in 2025 with the big with the big cap money. That was my goal, and everybody was ragging on me, and I was right there with them with Anthony Richardson. I was right there with them, but give me 2 years, give me 2024, and then Kwesi doesn't get it done. We would have had Kirk this year. We wouldn't be arguing about it. We'd had the rookie drafted, and next year we'd be doing exactly what I wanted, letting him take over in 2025.
Dave,
that's what I wanted, but it didn't happen. Or it may not happen.
I can see your point there. I absolutely see what you're saying. And let's be honest, to your point too, probably, the main point, we don't have a ton of holes on offense. And you put 3 to 4 new pieces in that defense, and it could be marginally better. It could be exponentially better as a matter.
And then growth internally, like we talked about Roy. And
yeah. Well, you're going to see those young bucks start to.
These kickers are making $4 million a year now. These kickers.
I know.
We're going to get Greg
what?
Joseph
If that's
back.
what the market pays, pay him. I'll tell you, give me a kicker that doesn't miss, I'll pay him $10 million a year.
I had freshman English with Adam Vinatieri.
For real?
Yeah, we knew each other.
Were you talking about Kirk back then too?
You would not remember. No, yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Kirk might have been like 10 years old back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you'd been like 5 years old back then when I met Adam Vinatieri.
So was he? Was that in high school? Was that in college?
College, freshman, sophomore year.
And he was kicking out.
He did 1 year. He dropped out of the. You know what? It might have been second semester our freshman year because he dropped out of the Air Force Academy.
Oh, gotcha.
And then he became the kicker for South Dakota State. And punter.
That's right. He
was a kicker and punter. And I didn't realize it, but I knew him before then because I knew, and it might, we get old, we forget that we went to Boise State together, and he ran for office, and I helped campaign for him to win the state's attorney's office in Boise State. I don't know if you know Boise State, but I don't know if you have it where you're from, but we had it in South Dakota, and that was where juniors go in the in the summer between their junior and senior year. And I had met him a year and a half earlier. I had no idea who he was. He was a kicker for a school in Rapid City. I didn't know that. I just met him there. Didn't think anything about him being a kicker for any team. He played linebacker too, I was like his campaign, like one of the people helping him with his campaign to run for the statewide office in Boise State. And I was cleaning out my closet 2 years ago a few years ago during COVID, and I found my little campaign sign for him that I made. I don't know why I kept it, but it said Adam Vinatieri for state's attorney, and I forgot I did that.
Aren't you glad you kept it now?
It's funny. It's funny. And I tried to reach out to him and said, "Hey, remember this?" But I probably will, if I reminded him that our teacher had purple hair, he'd probably remember me. Like if I was, because we just sat there kind of making fun of, we had a purple hair English teacher, but you probably remember that. But he don't know who I am anymore.
I get it. As you say, the older
good guy though. He was a good guy. And he was a really good guy.
One of the best kickers that the league's ever seen, too.
Hall of Famer. I think he's a surefire Hall of Famer.
I would agree. All right, sir. I better get back to work here. Make sure I get my quota hit and everything. But hey, Dave,
I'm pushing 3 hours, so I'll be there. I'll be done in about half an hour.
Once again, Dave, I just want to congratulate you. Your show is just taking off. I love the business decisions that you're making. And I'm sorry for poking fun with you, with the whole Kirk Cousins things. But yeah, hey, you know what? We have to agree to disagree. And hey, but you know what?
Well, there's fun, and then there's what some people do to me.
if we bring him back, I'm going to stand behind him. And if he goes to Atlanta, I'm still going to root for him until we play him.
You wish him well, right?
Of course.
Honestly, I didn't give Adam Thielen almost two thoughts when he left, and I probably wouldn't even. I mean, I'll probably look at a box score to see how he did, but I'm not going to look for. I'm like not going to go look for the game to watch, unless it was on like Thursday or Sunday, or Thursday, Sunday, or Monday night, probably. And then of course if he plays us.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want him to beat us. Hell no. I don't want any. I don't want that to happen. To go and see what we lost. I'm not that type of guy, man.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, Dave, my friend, I'm going to let you go. Keep up the great work. Skol,
I appreciate it.
And let's make sure we get a good rookie draft pick this year. And if Kirk happens to start and build him up, I'll accept it for the right price.
There you go. You heard it here. Gary Balster has now declared he's a Kirk stan.
That is not what I did. You're still in my effective firing range. Knock it off, Dave.
All right, man.
Hey,
later.
Peace out, sir.
Bye. All right. Kirk Cousins to Atlanta per Mike McCartney at Mike McCartney. Kirk Cousins agreeing to a 4-year deal with Atlanta. We have moved on from Kirk Cousins. There you have it, guys. Breaking news. Gary, you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, breaking news.
As soon as we hang up,
Kirk Cousins agreeing to a 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. 4-year deal.
Dave read that breaking news a half an hour ago and waited until I hung up. So I had to hang backstage. Hey, Dave, for your sake, because I know you absolutely loved Kirk. I'm sorry that you're hearing that, but you know what? Let's just open up another chapter. You know what I mean? It's all good.
I said I was a winner either way.
Yep.
I feel like.
What were the numbers?
I don't know, but 4 years.
Good for him.
That's something we weren't offering, right?
No way.
You can't blame a guy for taking 4 years. We'll find out what the guarantees were. Yeah.
Probably a year to 2, maybe. Well, you know what?
I'm sure it's at least 2 years guaranteed.
You know, this helps us because now, you know, because let's see.
We got clarity now, and I really like that.
Thank you. And they were drafting 7th, 8th.
Yeah, we can, and we had a trade partner now.
One less.
Yeah, we have one less guy to worry about to go get our quarterback.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a waterfall now, and of course, we got Rapp in here. But hey, we got clarity now. Now, let's go fill this team up. Let's go after our quarterback of the future.
Hey, I love you, Dave, but I'm gonna tell you this: there is a football god. Sorry, bud. Sorry, buddy.
Who's whistling?
I don't know.
I heard whistling in my ear. It was weird.
So did I.
Well, yeah, Cousins moving on and breaking news. I did not expect it to happen live on air. This is awesome.
Well, there's a reason why there's a reason why we stuck around as long as you did, so we can break to the world. Some people crying, 25% crying, and 75% of the people are gonna get a parade in downtown Minneapolis.
I think you got that actually opposite.
But nope.
Every poll I ever see, man.
Yeah, your polls. Have you ever seen the way that you phrase them?
Do you want Kirk back or do you not want Kirk back? I make him as plain as possible.
I'm just busting your grape nuts, dude. Having fun.
But even TPP, he tagged Phil Mackey on his quote. It started out 30.
Who's TPP?
The Purple Persuasion. He tags Phil Mackey, and then poll is like 30, get rid of Kirk, 70 keep, or 70 get rid of Kirk, 30 keep him. And a day later, it flips to now he's 53-47 because he initially had tagged Phil Mackey on it, and those guys just flock to wherever they see Phil Mackey and just will vote, obviously. So honestly, TPP put out a quote where he tags Phil Mackey, and Kirk still wins that. And it was, do you want Kirk extension or do you not want Kirk extension?
Yep.
But there's other ones too. But yep. I don't think it's as heavily. I don't think it's 75 people wanting Kirk gone, man. I don't.
Well, you don't walk in my crowd.
It's the vocal minority. I'm going to tell you. It's the vocal
and there's
minority.
Some truth to that, Dave. Hey, you know what? You know what? The bottom line, as much fun as you and I had with all this, and what you and I have had before with it, the bottom line is this: the change is in the wind. Let's embrace the change. At this point, let's not go back and debate. What if? The change is here. Let's embrace it. Get behind our team, motivate, and just march to victory. That's all we can do, brother.
And I welcome all you Kirk haters back to being Viking fans. Come on back.
Well, they were always Vikings fans.
Oh, just like Kirk fans were always Viking fans. I'm just saying. I'm joking. I am playing on the irony of it. Where they're gonna be like, I seen a person I considered a friend who probably refers to me as a Kirk stan in a chat say, I can't wait till they're all gone with him. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like right here. I'm like right here.
Wait, Dave, hang on a second. Did you say, I'm not sure if I heard this right. Did you say he probably considers you a Kirk stan?
He's never called it to me in my face. That's why I said probably.
Gotcha. Well, Dave, I love your show. I love you as a person. I can't wait to see you again and hang out with you again at Skull Fest 2. You were a Kirk stan.
Well, I wore the shirt.
Well, you were the only guy in the whole stadium.
I told everybody I'm going there and bringing I'm gonna lean into it. I'm gonna lean into it. I wanted to get a Harrison Smith or a Paul Krause jersey, but I ended up let me just go Kirk stan.
Dave, I didn't say any of this at Skull Fest. I could take you to my closet right now, and I have a Cousins jersey from when he first joined too.
I want
But I can change my mind.
I didn't even
Dave.
want Kirk. I didn't want Kirk, and you
Yeah,
did.
funny how that flows, right?
Yeah. You liked him less when he got better. I liked him better when he, the more he played. But yeah, I bet people will start jumping on now. I don't know, or maybe they'll leave after this news. Yeah, it's actually just starting to dwindle. But
I haven't had hardly anything to drink since I got out of the hospital this last time. I think I'm going to crack a couple beers tonight.
Celebrate, huh?
Oh, come on, brother. You know I'm gonna. Again, Dave, I'm not doing it to be rude. I'm not at all. I'm just glad that we're turning the corner. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I'd said I was a winner either way, man.
Dave, it doesn't matter what side you're on. You're always a winner. You are.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Do it, Dave. You are. And don't say you appreciate that. I calls them as I sees them. Anyways, I really do got to get this task done.
All right.
I just heard that you were reading that, and I'm like, that son of a gun hung on to that until he saw that I was off.
I just saw it I literally, my phone started pinging, and I went to click it, and you were already gone. So I didn't wait till after. I literally got the notifications when it happened.
Everything will be okay, Dave. Don't worry.
I'm fine, man. I'm like, now I'm all about who we're gonna get next, and I don't have to worry about this.
Let's get some shows, man, and let's start doing a bunch of mock drafts too. Picking them up with.
Oh, we got one tomorrow or Wednesday.
What time?
Wednesday.
Okay.
School Experience, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. I got the Bears. The Casey's got the Lions because that's his favorite team. And then Jamie's the Packers, and then we're bringing in Skoldock to be the Vikings picker.
How do I know? I thought I knew everybody in our community. Who's Skoldock?
Twitter.
Oh, gotcha.
He's the guy. He showed up on a vent line with Purple Daily because he was a foot and ankle doctor, and he's a surgeon.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep, saw it.
Yeah, I brought him on my show. He was a couple of shows ago.
I saw him on your show too. Yep.
Yeah.
Good dude.
He says he personally likes Kirk. He likes everything about him. Was a big supporter of him, but he is a big I want him gone guy, and I think there's a lot of people like that.
Dave, I'll tell you right now, and he's just like me. Support him, love the guy, family man. Very religious.
You're not going to root for the Packers to beat us, though, are you?
Listen, Dave.
Well, you wouldn't have done that, would you? Skoldock did.
Everybody in this chat is dumber for having heard that come out of your mouth.
Skoldock actually said he told me that he was just like Phil Mackey and rooting for us to lose the Packers and Lions. And I was like, really?
Well,
I'm gonna bring that up to him again.
Well, now but you know why they were doing that? That was for all draft.
Yeah, because we don't know ball, and no, you do not root for your sworn enemy ever. That's my point.
I'm
but
sorry.
I get it. Whatever.
I cannot root for Green Bay under any circumstances. Zero.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, her name was Alyssa. Miss Alyssa was getting ragged on.
That's too bad.
Oh, and she goes, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You were bigger than the whole sky. Nice poetry.
All right, buddy. I got a book.
All right, see, man.
Skol Vikes.
Skol Vikes. All right. We broke it as it happened. Holy crap. I don't know. You can't make up 4-year contracts, man. That was out of our market. Can't believe it. 4 years. I didn't even think that was in the cards, man. I didn't even think that was in the cards. I'm like, hey, go get it. That is just crazy, crazy money. We don't know how much it was, but if it's 2 years guaranteed, it's probably more than what Kwesi was offering. Wow. if anybody wants to jump on to close out the show, here you go, man. I put StreamYard in there. I'm gonna be on at least another 15, 22 minutes if you guys want to jump on. I'm waiting to see what kind of money it was. I want to see that so I can report on it. All right, Vikings. I'm gonna put Kirk in here and see what comes back. This is from the source of the forest. All right. Kirk Cousins agrees to a 4-year deal with Falcons. Yeah, no money yet. Agreed to terms on a deal. I'm gonna stay on at least to find out what the money is. So if you guys want to hear it, just stick with me. I'm gonna keep refreshing until I see it. Busting with the boys. Wow. Loaded with weapons, and now Cousins will try to. Falcons offense could be forced with Kirk Cousins. The Vikings expected to pursue. Puke. The Vikings are expected to pursue QB Sam Darnold now that Kirk Cousins is officially gone. You know, honestly, I shouldn't say that because I really haven't looked at him. I really haven't looked at Sam Darnold. What do you guys think in the chat? Sam Darnold? I still, a lot of you guys just left. Yeah, there's only about 7 of you guys watching now. I appreciate you guys sticking on this long. If you guys want to wait to find out how much money. Wow, there's some Atlanta people going crazy. Yeah, I don't got the money yet. 1 playoff win in 6 years. Yeah. Dear Atlanta, Kirk Cousins does more than throw touchdowns. So, what grade would you give Atlanta Falcons for signing Kirk Cousins? Yeah, I don't have any money yet. Anybody have any reporting on that? God, give me the money. Let me find out Cousins. What do we got? Kirk Cousins signing Minnesota's coming to an end. 3rd most wins, 4 less than Kramer. As crazy thing is he's 6 touchdowns away from passing a couple Hall of Famers. Moving on. Let's see here. Yeah, I got friends texting me. I'm trying to find the money just so I could report it. I apologize if I got dead air going here. So if you're watching, Kirk Cousins left. Oh, wow, 4 years. All right, I'm looking for information here. I'm sorry. I'm looking to find him. Let's see here. No one's giving me the money. No one's giving me the money here. Let's see. Yeah, dead air. All right, guys. There's not even anything getting reported here. This kind of sucks. I'm looking for I want the money. I want to be able to report the money. All right, guys. If you're just joining us, I'm looking to find out how much money Kirk was getting. Yep. Honestly, Kwesi not signing him to a 2-year extension instead of just a 1 year is throwing me off right now, but we could have had him for 1 more year. All right. Former Giants running back Saquon Barkley reached agreement with the Philadelphia Eagles on a 3-year, $37 million, so a little over 12. Includes $26 million fully guaranteed at signing. Barkley now beats the franchise tag number. Yeah. Yeah. Let me try looking up Cousins again. See how much money. Wow. Barkley gone. Jacobs Raiders. Running back free agent market so far. Barkley to Eagles. Jacobs the Raiders. Andre Swift to the Bears. Pollard to the Titans. Crazy. Oh gosh. Let me get trying to get here we go. Kirk Cousins does more throws touchdowns. Kirk Cousins a 4-year deal. Falcons new look offense. Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Looks pretty good. Let's see here. God, give me some money here. 4 years. See here, Quincy developments. It says the team approached QB position. Here we go. Here's at least something with Quincy. After significant and positive dialogue with Kirk and his representatives, we were unable to reach an agreement on a contract that fits the short and long-term vision for both Kirk and the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk holds a special place in Vikings history. We appreciate his leadership and contributions to the team and the Minneapolis-St. Paul community over the past 6 seasons. We wish him and his wife, Julie, and children all the best. Our approach heading to free agency always include layers of contingencies regarding the quarterback position. Moving forward, plans allow us to continue building a roster that compete for a championship. There we go. We at least got something from Kwesi. Here we go. A statement from Kwesi. All right. That was a nice message, and it makes sense. And I believe him about having layers of choices. Here we go. Let me tweet that. Yeah, this is how the sausage is made, guys. When something comes up and you gotta go out there and post it. But it was a good statement. Always include layers of contingency was probably the biggest takeaway from that. Friars now is trading up for a QB, obviously. Now it's trade up or bust, pretty much. Get your quarterback or bust. Four-year deal. That is just absolutely crazy. Let's see. Nah, here's a Falcons dude. Nah, the Falcons gave 36-year-old Kirk Cousins full presidential term, dog. They gave him a full presidential term. That's funny. He's going to love that running back there now that they got rid of that coach. Here we go. Falcons are signing Kirk Cousins. 4-year, $180 million contract, includes a $50 million signing bonus. Per sources, another monster payday for Cousins. gets 100 million guaranteed. 100 million guaranteed, 90 million in 2024 and 25 plus another 10 million in 2026. That is an insanely good contract for him. Don't blame him for taking that. Yeah. Godspeed, man. Man, that's crazy. I'm going to read it again here in a second, but that is nowhere near where we were at. That's 45 million a year. All right. Falcons are signing Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, 180 million contract that includes a 50 million signing bonus per sources. Another monster payday for Cousins, who gets 100 guaranteed, 90 million in 2024 and 25, plus another 10 million in 2026, and a fresh start at Atlanta at age 35. Will he be 36 during the regular season? So there you have it, guys. That's his contract. Let's go get us a quarterback now, man. Let's go get us a quarterback. Skull Vikes.